Welcome back, people, to another live stream, people. Welcome back, people. We just had the game day, Nigeria. They got the win over Jamaica, and it's a lot to talk about today. Definitely a lot to talk about today. People, the Nigerian fans has been really giving it to the Jamaican fans, letting them know how they feel on social media about winning this. They know that Jamaica wanted to win this, and the Nigerians wanted to win this themselves. I didn't know that the game was this important to Nigeria. Bless up yourself, Mindset Media, Nunes Network, News Network. Big up yourself, my boss, Roy McDonald's. Christmas comes soon. So, bro, there's so much to talk about in that game. As you know, this is the first post match analysis of that game. So today it's gonna be a very good show. I wanted to make sure the timing is right today for the show. People, I'm just gonna give you guys a little playback of what the Nigerian fans are basically saying about Jamaican fans. Basically, this is how they feel after winning this game. This is the reaction of some of the, I would say, the Nigerian fans. Um, they are really excited about this win. They are really excited about this win. They are really excited about this win. I thought Nigeria saw this as just a game. Just a game like, Nigeria supposed to beat Jamaica. I'm starting to feel, all right. All right, people, just check this out. Check these guys out.
You have lost.
Yeah.
You are a failure. You are a failure. You have failed. Your people
Yeah.
can never make it. Boy, win it. Are you wearing your country jersey to play it? Yes, win it. As long as that name is signified that this is the country that is playing this match, and you don't win it, you have lost. You are a failure. You are a failure. You have failed. Your people can never make it. We told them that this is not athletics. This is not the Olympics. This is not 4x100. This is not 100 meter. This is football. Football. We go play on her. So lucky. Any Jamaican person that plays that. Oh, we didn't have our full squad today. These records that you said, no worry, you will hear from us. You will hear from us. Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, all the legendary sprinters for Jamaica. Come outside. If Nigeria takes athletics seriously, you see these records that you said, no worry, you will hear from us. You will hear from us. We need a play.
Yeah, wow.
In a UnityCup, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Boy, win it. Are you wearing your country jersey to play it? Yes, win it. As long as that name is signified that this is the country that is playing this match, and you don't win it, you have lost, and you are a failure. You are a failure.
All right, so we're gonna go. We will continue, and there's a lot of them. All right, so that's how they see Jamaica losing this game, and I think this guy should be embarrassed. I will deal with him now. I think he's from football fan tribe. Big up football fan tribe. Enough respect. They are content creators as well. We don't know if they're gonna have a problem with us, but I think this should fall under the Fair Use Act, where we are doing analysis of fans talking about. So we didn't know that Nigeria really wanted to win this game so much. It's a big game for Nigeria, it seems, as well. I think that guy should be embarrassed, basically, coming out to Jamaican fans and basically, but maybe it's just Nigerian humor. I don't know. Maybe it's just Nigerian humor because I've worked with Nigerians and they're competitive, but they're also cool people. I don't know if that guy just genuinely feels like that. And we can't tell people how to behave. I don't think we would be dealing with the Nigerians that way if we beat them. But one thing the Nigerians are saying, they know that the Jamaican fans were going to celebrate. Jamaicans would have put on a party in that G-Tech Stadium. However, the Nigerians came up as the victors in this game. It was a game of moments. I wouldn't say it was a game of many halves. I would say it was a game of moments. Simon, early on in the game, down that left hand side, Jamaica's right back position. I felt that he had a lot of traction early on in that game in the first 15 minutes going up against the youngster Dexter Lambekisa. However, I didn't think it was detrimental to a point. All right. I didn't think it was detrimental to a point. But people, we will continue to hear a little bit more about how these Nigerian fans see Jamaica losing this game. Because it gets even worse.
Yeah. You have failed. Your people can never make it. We told them that this is not athletics. This is not the Olympics. This is not 4x100. This is not 100-meter race. This is football. Football. We go play on now. So lucky. Any Jamaican person that complains that, oh, we didn't have our full squad today. Do you know what the full squad is? Do you know what the Nigerian full squad looks like? Have you seen Victor Osimhen before? Almost 40 goals this season. Have you seen the best player in Africa?
Hold on. People hit the like button on the video. Please hit the like button on the video. Let's get the show moving in the right direction, folks. All right.
Have you seen Iwobi Pasi? One of the best goal scoring midfielder, Fisa Yodele Bashiru. Have you seen these human beings before? The best player at AFCON last year. William Second. Have you seen these players before? And you're telling Nigeria about full squad. If we come out, you come out half far. Osimhen on this pitch today, this game is over in 20 minutes. You're talking, you didn't come with your full squad, Leon Bailey, Michael Antonio, and all those old men then. Demarai Gray. Imagine they were mentioning Demarai Gray. They could overread all those imagine bypassers. People that will never make it into the Nigerian team. That's who you are calling. Failures. Anyways, joy day. Like I always start with the vibration because I know the ending will be joy. There's something my guy, Tom, said. Belema is his name. He said they played so many Jamaican songs during the halftime because they knew what was coming at full time. You see the future, DJ.
People, I'm telling you. So the Nigerian fans, it was a battle. It was a battle. So you can also get some insight into how Nigerians is basically a culture battle as well. I said that before the game yesterday, that this is more than a game of football. It's a cultural battle. The Nigerians are proud people. The Jamaicans are proud people. Jamaicans are competitive. The Nigerians are competitive. And we probably don't get to hear a lot of Nigerians how they see our football team and what they saw yesterday. So they felt like they had to win the game as well.
They equalized. They were scattering everywhere. They equalized. They were scattering everywhere. No problem. What is the ending of the game? Penalty shootout. Come and play now. See UnityCup. Win it. Shameless Ghanaians came out to support this Jamaica today. You had played your third place game, which is your level. Can you go home? No. You say you want to buga. You want to play with the big boys. You want to watch the final match. You came out supporting Jamaica against Nigeria. 2 tears. You cry when we win. You cry when we win Jamaica. And I like the way the dramatic team. Immediately the team went to penalty shooter. I said, God, you have done it again. With Nwabali in our post, we can never lose penalty. Jack chicken. Young. And you know people in Bile, in River State, that are swimming across kilometers of rivers without coming on board. Swimming. At least the boys where they run like Osimhen. People that are chasing buses in traffic in Lagos. If we take athletics seriously, Jamaica, pray to your God that we do not take athletics seriously. Because now in sports, everybody's attention is the football and the Super Eagles and our under 17, under 20. If we dare take athletics seriously, Allah, your legacy is gone. Talking to me about, oh, you guys take it too serious and all that. No problem. We are here for a reason. And right from the beginning of this cup, I told you we are coming to win this cup. We are unbeaten in the Unity Cup. 2004, we won it with a 2-0 and 3-0 scoreline. They don't even score us that time. Now, at least, we are saying, okay, make some people try to make and just celebrate, make an raise up on a hand, because you will not show your armpit when it's full time. Everything will happen to that boy in the next 1 or 2 years. Benjamin Frederick. On the ball.
Yeah, so people, that's the sound of the, I would say, Nigerian YouTubers like us, basically, who are Reggae Boy supporters. They are
all you need to
definitely just going off on Jamaica. I think Jamaica, I will get into it a little bit more after this. Hold on.
The night flight, hoping to arrive in Jamaica tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. Time zone is a bit tricky. But yeah, what I would firstly like to take this opportunity to thank my personal Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me the opportunity to be here to witness this whooping. Not only to
the man them
Jamaica, especially to the Ghanaians.
Like when I cannot take these guys serious. There was no time in that game Nigeria whooped Jamaica. If we're gonna look at it, I think it's more of a thing that Nigeria should be embarrassed. That or they should be concerned that Jamaica has caught up to them. Jamaica has put together a number of players for a tournament. He is right, however, about if we're gonna talk about not having all our players. I'm not gonna go into not having all our players because they also use the players they had there. So I'm not gonna say all our players, but Jamaica is a team trying to figure it out. And I think the next time Jamaica plays Nigeria, the results is gonna favor Jamaica. I don't care who's out there. But Jamaica has a lot of things they have to work on. There's a lot of things Jamaica has to work on. Now they will go back to World Cup qualifications, playing against softer opponents in Guatemala and BVI. So it's a good test. And it's not, but Jamaica still could say, okay, we use with B team. People, remember to hit the like button on the video, people. Remember to hit the like button on the video. Very important, so we can get the visibility of the video out there. Yeah. So I'm quite surprised that how the Nigerian fans are speaking in a way like, bro, you beat Jamaica, the Unity Cup. Like in a Jamaica, we just say him actually them sound bad mind, right? They sound like some youth they sit on a plan and I say, yo, Jamaica is this country that has been dominating. Look how small they are. Like, yeah, bro, you can be great as well, but them sound bad mind. I ain't gonna lie, they sound a little bad mind. So to my Nigerian friends, that's what in Jamaica we call bad mind. That's what we call bad mind, all right? Because it's not even about the football. You cannot even, I don't even know where you would start by having a discussion with them with what happened in that game. The game ended 2-2 in normal time. Nigeria. I think Nigeria is ranked above 44. Jamaica is not below 50. So Nigeria, you clipped a win in a Unity Cup game and you're acting like you won the World Cup against Jamaica. But people, that's the impact that a small nation like Jamaica has, where a country with millions of people is very concerned whenever they come up against Jamaicans in any areas, in any fields, because they know that we're a small nation, but we are winners. And hey, we have to listen. I guess that's how it feels when you beat winners, I guess that's the Nigerians. They're excited. Jamaica, as a nation, we're winners. As a nation, we are winners. The football, we haven't really gotten the football correct yet, but I think Jamaica will get the football right at some point. And I think we're heading in the right direction. And this is why the fans are so adamant when it comes on to making sure that certain changes takes place in the JFF and around the football development. This is why fans are so committed, because they see the potential of what could take place here. They see the potential of what could take place here. It's Jamaica. They're playing against these people are obsessed with us. Luton Fire. We're not swell-headed or care about a Nigerian. They care about a Jamaican. Yeah, you're right. And Luton Fire, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I think they see us as like their competitors. As I said yesterday, I said Nigeria is our competitor on the field. They are our brothers when it comes on to culture. They come off not to be like they would still be your friend after a football match. It's like they sound like they would hate you because your team played against them. That's a bit serious. That's a bit, you know what I mean? Like Jamaicans, I think we're a little bit more polite. As rude as we are as Jamaicans, as rude as we are as Jamaicans, I don't think any Jamaicans happy to beat Nigeria. We're happy for the win and what it does for football in Jamaica. But I don't think Jamaicans are excited that we beat another African nation or we beat a Trinidad. We're not that excited, bro. So to all those Nigerian people and those Nigerian fans, yeah, great. We're not excited to beat Nigeria, but if we have to beat you guys, we will. And you're talking about, just like he's saying, when Nigeria takes track and field serious, he will show Jamaica what they are capable of. So he's actually explaining something to us, that they take football so serious as well. So that tells him that Jamaica doesn't take football as serious as Nigeria. So he just lost. He just killed himself in a whole discussion with himself. Because you take football so serious. We take track and field very serious. And Nigeria is not beating us in track and field, right? And you take football so serious. And Jamaica is still taking you to penalties. You should be embarrassed. I'm appalled by your behavior on YouTube, bro. Like you should be embarrassed. You gotta revert back to those basic books they used to give us in like first grade. So, bro, we can go there with you as fans. We can go there with you. Yeah, we can go there with you, bro. You're not that smart, bro. You're not that smart, because we don't even know. I think their name football fans tribe. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. But we're Jamaicans, we're no clown, bro. We're no clown. You're talking like he's talking reckless. Like, yeah, Jamaica, you lost your culture. Like, bro, shut up. It's a game of football. Like, the man just come out like, like a mother just run out naked. That's a bro, chill. So what you're saying doesn't really add up. Nigeria takes football way more serious than Jamaica, yet Jamaica is taking you to penalties, and you're saying that Jamaica should be embarrassed. The neurons in his brains, in his brain, is just not firing correctly. You cannot tell me that those neurons are firing correctly. Brain drain, you know all about that. You know all about the neurons. But I think him neuron them up a bomb prime. Right? I think the neuron them a bomb prime. You know them fire rocket the way you get a grand market and you bust all the pack and just trio type boss. About trio type pack boss. You know, you go like a pack of crackers with just trio type pack boss. The whole sitting even one squeeze and the whole clip even jump out. You see me? Bro. Come on, bro. I think that bro went off at Jamaica. and he was like taunting Jamaican fans walking by. Like, bro, come on. It's like it's football. Nigeria has. Let's see. And I also want to say to football fans tribe. I want to say to you guys, I will make a bet with those guys on stream. I don't care if we have to sign a contract that Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup, and it's a good chance that Nigeria doesn't qualify for the World Cup. Bro, you're talking about a Unity Cup. You're in London celebrating the Unity Cup when Nigeria is struggling in their World Cup qualifying games. Nigeria is not respected in Africa anymore with football. A Mali could run up on Nigeria these days. A Gambia could beat Nigeria. A Cape Verde could beat Nigeria. That's where Nigerian football is. So I don't know, bro. We were taking it easy on you as a fan. Like, yeah, we want all the teams to grow. Like, yeah, if Jamaica is not winning the World Cup, and you have a Nigeria has a bigger talent pool, Jamaicans are going to support Nigeria. We're not like big haters like you, bro. We're like, I've been supporting Nigeria ever since growing up playing football. Their youth programs always have good U17 players, U20 players, Kanu, JJ Okacha, those kind of players I saw as a kid. Bolton, he played there over there at Bolton. So I just thought that, hey, we got a chance to play Nigeria. It's a great way for Jamaica to test their mettle to see where they are. I also understood that there was going to be a lot of cultural things that comes up into this one. I know that there was going to be a lot of cultural battle. Even before the game started, I said, what? Afrobeats versus dancehall, right? That's what I said before the game started. Afrobeat versus dancehall. So I understood the cultural ramification that comes with losing this game, right? World Cup is so for us. World Cup is the aim. This was just a game. I said this was a tournament that was slapped in there. No Jamaican fan. We even like expected a Unity Cup. So I think that the Jamaican players did really well. People went out there, played for themselves, played for the team. No big logistic nightmare as far as the team is concerned. Coaching staff still the understanding. I don't know. And Simon, the squad updates weren't really on point this competition, where when players were added, it's like we people were waiting to find out. But I also understood that the league, the tournament wasn't, like an official like CONCACAF FIFA tournament. So, you know what I mean? Maybe certain things wasn't on. Squad dropped on time. Like always, I felt like we could have got more when it came on to players added to the squad updates. But I think those things are easy fix. Luton Fire said Jamaica is the head of Africa, of African people, and the world know that we the best. We the only people that support Africa in everything they do internationally. Those idiots always try to diss black people. And bro, even in Nigeria, Debari Abike, she was the head of the Debari Abike. She was the head of the Nigerian diaspora. Spoke to that lady a number of times out of Nigeria. Massive TV personality. And those are people who are promoting Jamaicans traveling to Nigeria, seeing culture, going on a spiritual journey. So I just thought it was all love. But I don't know if these guys, I want to say that it is sarcasm or humor, but we don't know if it is. If it's like, it sounded like genuine hate a little bit to me. Maybe I don't want to get overreacted. I don't want to overreact on that one a bit too much. But yeah, lots of takeaway from the game. the two X Factor players of the game turned out to be the two X Factor players of the game. That was something I did on the show before the show started. People, remember to hit the like button on the show. Very important. Hit the like button. Yo, Jay, make sure you hit the like button on the show, my boss. All right. For in the influence that of Africans grew up. Yes. So before the game started, I asked the question: who was the X Factor players of the game? You know, who those players were? Who were the X Factor players of the game? And it was Chukwueze and it was Ronaldo Cephas. The two players that I said before the game. Ronaldo Cephas proved another point. Again, I think I won't be on YouTube arguing with people about Ronaldo Cephas anymore until they can provide another player as disruptive as Ronaldo Cephas. I won't get into any more arguments and discussions about Ronaldo Cephas. People said he couldn't cross the football. I was telling you guys that, listen, a lot of the stuff that they say that Ronaldo Cephas cannot do is actually things I see him do at his club. The problem is he's not doing it consistently. This is what a lot of people are missing in the discussion when it comes on to Ronaldo Cephas. He's not doing certain things consistently. But he can shoot the football. He can cross the ball in the box. But the way that those two cross that Ronaldo Cephas puts into the box, if the coach can get Cephas to do that at least 4 or 5 times each game, I think that the percentage for Jamaica winning games go up by like 90% in CONCACAF. We did it against Nigeria. Think about it. If Ronaldo Cephas can give you 4 of those, your chances of scoring a goal, he gave us 2 in that game and it was 2 goals. So his strike rate is 100%. So if he can give us just 4 of those, something's going to happen in the box. Something's going to happen in the box. And that's simple football. No, the coach also needs to let Ronaldo Cephas knows that we want you to do that. But no, it's time to also use the other things you know how to do. This is the baseline. You start off the game by accomplishing at least 4 crosses into the box the first half. But I also still want you to dribble, run, pass people if you can, cut in, do those things. But your first job is to get the ball into that dangerous area in the box. Ronaldo Cephas looked to me yesterday like a English Premier League winger. I don't even care what anybody says. With all his flaws, yesterday Ronaldo Cephas at times looked like a Premier League winger. Like he could actually play in the English Premier League. He had some of his runs, the aggression. That's what I see in the Premier League. And that's what the coach needs to say. Cephas, Cephas need to know that he can be a legend in football without scoring goals. That's what he needs to have in his head. Scoring goals for Cephas should be a bonus. What I see Cephas's talent, it provides opportunities for others to score goals around him. Because when he comes down, it's either the defender gets the ball off him, or he runs into the box, possible penalty, or he crosses the ball. So all 3 things that he's capable of doing, it's very dangerous. Yeah. Like all 3 things that I just touched on that Ronaldo Cephas can do is very dangerous. So that discussion ended yesterday with Ronaldo Cephas. But it didn't really end it yesterday because it started a whole nother discussion. it started a whole nother discussion. Ronaldo Cephas, Demar Gray comes back. I think a someone in the press conference hinted. Someone in the press conference hinted at that. So, people, let's go in a little bit into the press conference from head coach Steve McLaren for the Jamaica Reggae Boys, and we can basically hear what he has taken away. We haven't touched on Busy Atkinson taking the penalty. Busy. I don't care that Jamaica lost, but I think Busy taking the. I understand that the coach might have wanted to give Busy the confidence to believe that he can do it at this level. But maybe it was a bit. I wouldn't say Busy shouldn't kick a penalty. I would say maybe it's too early. He kicked the penalty. I would get most of the most experienced penalty. But guess what? It's also the players in training. My time playing football, I know that after certain training session, everybody is going to take penalties. And those penalties you score in those sessions, it counts as the coach saying, okay, when it's penalty shootout, you're one of the names on my list. And the fact that I think maybe they thought, I think some miscalculation took place. I think maybe they thought that Busy Atkinson took a penalty in the finals against Mount Pleasant. Did he score his penalty, or wasn't he off the field? Because I think that's where a McLaren staff miscalculated by having a Busy Atkinson taking that penalty. I think maybe they thought he kicked a penalty like Richard King did in the Mount Pleasant game. Did he do that? Because then I could see that being the motivated or the motivating factor. People, remember to hit the like button on the show. Very important to hit the like button. Best of yourself, Uptown 1G. It's the post-match, basically, where we break down and just analyze a lot of things that took place in the game. You know, a lot of people. Sorry, I couldn't get to reach out back to you guys. You know, it was a long day and it was a long game, right? It was a long game. So I think that McLaren staff might have miscalculated there by having Busy Atkinson taking that penalty. I think he shouldn't have taken the penalty that quickly. But I'm by no stretch of the imagination upset that he took that penalty. We wanted to win, but Jamaica had already won the Unity Cup. Jamaica won the Unity Cup in that first game. For us as fans. For us as fans, Jamaica won their Unity Cup in the first game. Because we wanted to see players like Jonathan Russell. Then he put the stamp of approval by coming up scoring a goal. So the last two times Jonathan Russell played for Jamaica, he has provided goals. I think in that St. Kitts game in the Gold Cup, I always say that was one of the best goals I've seen Jamaica scored in the last 5 years. Combination between Jonathan Russell and Leon Bailey in the Gold Cup. I saw what Hal Grimsley did right there as a coach. That goal was straight off the training pitch. And I was like, if Jamaica could do that for 90 minutes, the build-up, people go back and look at St. Kitts versus Jamaica. Gold Cup, a goal between Leon Bailey and Jonathan Russell. And you will see that I'm not exaggerating. It was like an Arsenal-like build-up. I swear to you. And Jamaica don't usually do that. The fact that that moment stuck in my head, that it's still in my head now, that tells you how I looked at that goal like, God damn, if Jamaica can do that over and over and over, we'd be a really good team. But when you don't have consistent players, you're going to get inconsistency in your play. Because the consistency level among the individual players coming in are not really there. Some are playing at their club, some are benching, you know, some are bench playing. You know, it's a lot of stuff happening. And to be fair to Busy Atkinson, he did play well for himself. He did play well. He did play well. That was one thing. He did play well. So what can I say there? You know, he got a chance to play and he played well. He played well. Um, at that point, Jamaica was just, I think McLaren was defending. So Nigeria controlled the ball possession. Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer was somebody who was, Casey Palmer had 2 halves in that game yesterday. Wasn't instrumental in the midfield until maybe 10 or 15 minutes before his substitution off the field. The first half, Casey Palmer was getting very frustrated. I saw where Isaac Hayden turned to the right. Jamaica we're very lopsided in our attack. We're drifting a lot to the right-hand side. Casey Palmer started to get frustrated in the first half of that game. Casey Palmer started to get really frustrated in the first half of that game. You know? So the second half, that's where he really stepped on it and really the coach spoke to him because he could have picked up a red. I was also a bit concerned whether or not he would pick up a red card. Alex Palmer just took too long to get in the game, says Alex Dixon and Palmer. JT at Speed tell the coach. No, bro, that narrative that Rudolph Speed told the coach to start to let Busy Atkins take that penalty. I cannot sign up for that. I cannot sign up for that, bro. Mr. Speed would have had to, one, either know that the game is going to penalty, and as soon as the game go to penalty, him say, coach, put down Busy name. Bro, I literally watched the coach. You can watch the team. Unless Mr. Speed have some telepathical thing, the coach goes so. I'm bring everybody. I say the coach goes so. Richard King, 1. Isaac Hayden, 2. Ravel Marsa, 3. Busy Atkins, 4. Mason Holgate. You can see the coach making the instructions and picking the player. And that's based on him seeing them in training. And the coach liked Busy Atkins. He spoke about him in the press conference. He likes Busy Atkins a bit as a player. I cannot kill a coach for that. A coach likes a player, believes in him. Busy Atkins is a 2-time JPL champion. That doesn't really mean a lot for people, but I will not sign up to the argument that Rudolph Speed. And this is another thing now. The person who comes on stream and say that, that's another perfect thing for a lawsuit because you cannot prove that. That is another perfect thing for a lawsuit where you cannot beat Rudolph Speed if he wants to be petty. If somebody comes and say Rudolph Speed told the coach to make, bro, that sounds biased, bro. That just sounds like somebody's just waiting to come up with that. I cannot ascribe to that. I cannot. It just doesn't make any sense. Even if Busy scored that penalty, it doesn't help him to get a contract. That's why I don't believe that Rudolph Speed need to tell Busy to take the penalty. Yeah, Jason Guna, Busy scored these penalties in training. That's why he was chosen as a PK kicker. You know what I mean? So it's me see it on Busy face, you know, man. When I look at me, I say, Jesus Christ. Because you know, say people when I go miss penalty, I want to think on them face me missing them. I see Busy and I say, Jesus Christ. You see little boy when I'm busy. You know, when I come in and I say, one little bad boy and I come in and Leroy. You see me and I say, yo, I be a man and I beat that, you know, man. Then I say, Lord God. I see Leroy walk past us a while ago. Make him face look so. He look like he up to something. 10 minutes later, somebody say, you say Leroy broke Sandra shop. 10 minutes later, you some people come up with road and say, yo, you say Leroy broke. Yo, brother. Busy had a little look upon him face, brother. Busy had a look upon him face, bro. When me look upon Busy, me say, Jesus Christ, a little boy, he might go get trouble, you know. Me see it pan him face. You know? See, I go down the road, so they take away marble. They take away marble them. And him a go feel boy. Busy had that look on his face. You say, you know, me I say, Jesus Christ. I don't even think I stayed on screen. When Busy gonna kick the penalty, me come off my stream. Me I say, me see like a boy walk past, you know, go down, you know. See him walk past, go down the road with have all big in and back pocket. So they take away marble. Busy, you know, cause the whole that we know, when you see Busy with the ball, something Jamaican came to your mind. when you see Busy with the ball, something Jamaican pop in your head. You say that like a boy, you're busy. You know, say like a boy, I get trouble. I me yes lick out. I mean me yes lick out Miss Pearly when that way, you know. He have the look upon him face. Boom. Busy missy penalty. Me say Jesus Christ. Like a boy, them you know say you know like a boy get trouble. Remember no man. Remember say busy go to Iceland go crash car already, you know man. Yo, come like busy does start make history though. Like yes, busy go to Iceland for a contract. You run off a car off a road. You go to Brentford to get a contract. You miss the penalty. Jesus Christ. That look boy there. Busy. We can get trouble someone. We can get trouble. You know how busy him find himself in a penalty shootout. In a UnityCup final. Busy when in a squad. 2 days before that. Busy in a squad, you know. I don't know how busy. Like the people them say, they don't buy no plane ticket for busy, nothing. And a busy that just pop up at England. Do a little, you know? Behind some people say, me not see busy fly past with on the road, that's the Sengana airport. Saying I'm going to play for Jamaica. I see a little boy, you know, we just see, say, Brocky shop down the road, you know. Some people say, yeah, you know, you're too busy Ghana firing. Yeah, master. Then, I will give him visa. The man named the training in England. The man said, Ratty, no busy that. busy the all England. Penalty shootout a kick. People are say again, Ratty, no busy that with the ball. Yo, the man there everywhere dog. Busy. Big up yourself, though. Hold up your head high. You did. I don't think you haven't gotten that real run in the Jamaican national team. So we do understand. You have done everything you can at that level. I think Busy is a player that needs to go to the USL, at least USL. Busy, I think you should at least go to the USL and try to get some traction there. I don't think Busy should go back to Cavaliers. No. I don't think Busy should go back to Cavaliers. No. I don't think Busy should go back to Cavaliers. I think this should be it for him. This should be it for Richard King. No, Richard King is a player that as I said, I've made no qualms or I've established my biases when it comes on to Richard King that I think he's a good player. Some people consider that to be biased. I think he's a really, really good player, right? However, Richard King, you know, Jay Taylor is known on YouTube to be one of the most unbiased YouTubers. I think I'm one of the most unbiased person on YouTube on any point. Richard King, the first goal yesterday in that game was your fault. And hear me out. The first goal in that game yesterday was your fault. You was it the first goal or the second goal? No, it's the second goal. The second goal, I think, maybe. Either the first goal. I think the first goal. So, Richard King, what happened was, if you look at the 3 English-based players, they're in a straight line setting the offside trap, right? I understand what you're thinking right there, Richard King. You're thinking, crap, if the ref don't call the offside trap, if the ref don't call the offside on the player, I need to be able to catch this player before he gets into the goal with the ball. So that's what Richard King got caught doing. He was thinking like, crap, if the ref don't call this offside, I need to be able to chase down this player. But the offside trap was already well set by Mason Holgate. Richard King, and you have to understand this with football. If the striker is offside when the ball is played, even if he comes back onside and the ball is in mid-air, he's still offside. It's the point of delivery to where the striker is in line with the last defender. So Richard King didn't trust his defenders there, and he tried to become the contingency plan of running back to catch the player, and he kept the player onside. So Richard King, that's something you have to work on. You have to, again, Richard King playing his second game with Ethan Pinnock, with Mason Holgate. This would have been a good tournament for Richard King and Ethan Pinnock to get some more playing time together. Other than that, Richard King was the next player that had an EPL level game yesterday. Yesterday was the first time I saw the physicality from Richard King that we've been asking for. That physicality, the first goal for Jamaica, Richard King comes up into the midfield, breaks up the tackle, step up in midfield with the ball, make the final pass to Ronaldo Cephas, who then takes the ball down the left-hand flank and made the deadly cross into the box to Kaheim Dixon. So that whole play started through Richard King stepping up in midfield. I swear to God that Richard King looks to me like a CDM. I would not be surprised if Richard King gets changed into a CDM in England, because that's something that Isaac Hayden needs to do. Break up that tackle, steps up into midfield, make that pass. Jamaica has to also get better. Jamaica is going to also have to get better at getting the ball to Ronaldo Cephas. Like, guys, it's like, remember when we used to play like Nintendo? I have up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start. Remember that something there? When we Nintendo, we put in more life in it, and more code and something. Coach McLaren, the code is CEPHAS. All right, coach? That's the code. You see the up, down, left, right? It's not. It's CEPHAS. Cephas. That's the code. Get the ball to that guy. It's like you have Mbappe on your team and those guys. You're going to get the ball to him. And people, don't get me wrong when I'm not saying Cephas is on Mbappe and those guys' level. I'm using his level and comparing it to CONCACAF. We're going to be going up against Guatemala and those teams. We don't want the whole half to go along and Cephas only touch the ball 2-3 times. Cephas should at least have 10 to 15 touches first half in the game where he's running at people. Minimum 10 to 15 touches. We can't have first half. That entire first half, I think Cephas had 2 touches with the ball. You see what I'm saying? So Jamaica has to get that right. Jamaica has to get that right with Cephas. Yes, Ravel Morris. One thing I have to give, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna be very real with you people. As I said, there's no biases when I approach any argument. Straight down the middle. We don't sway. We call for Ravel in the team. When Jamaica, when Ravel Marceau was warming up around the 65th minute, Jamaica scored. So people has to understand what happens. The dynamics of the game change. Jamaica was down 2-1. The coach was ready to inject Ravel Morrison into the game. The game changed. Any strategic head coach in football is going to say, you know what? I'm going to give this 10 more minutes. Maybe I can get another goal catching Nigeria lacking, and we just score and we can keep the momentum. He didn't want to make the substitution and disrupt everything, right? So I said on the stream that Ravel will come on around the 75th minute. He came on the 74th minute of the game. When Ravel came on the field, that's the coach abandoned the midfield. The coach had already abandoned the midfield. Jonathan Russell is off the field. So the midfield, the expectation from the midfield is no longer there. So when that goal scored, that changed the coach's decision making. And that's where Ravel didn't get the amount of minutes that people. So I have no problem with what took place there. Because I think the coach is saying, listen, I'm going to be able to get more out of Casey Palmer going forward for what he wants to do. Because that game was playing at a really high pace yesterday. Coach may be thinking, is it now that I really want a Ravel to slow down the game for me? No. So I think Ravel is a strategic piece that the coach can use when we need to slow down the tempo of games and close out games. But I still think Ravel should be a part of the team. And Ravel Morrison needs to have one thing written on his skull right now. Ravel Morrison needs to have one thing written on his skull right now. And that is, if I ever get a chance to start for Jamaica again, I will never lose that starting job. You see what I say? Okay, yeah, we have someone from Nigeria here says, Nigerian here, you guys shouldn't take it to heart. We love bantering other teams in football, and it's not from hate. Okay, all right, that's good. That's good to know that somebody from Nigeria came and cleared that up. Because Victor, I was wondering, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because we are, even as Reggae Boys fan, we're glad to play against Nigeria in a game where it doesn't really count. We wouldn't want to be to affect Nigeria progress. And I was thinking, I hope Nigeria would want to affect Jamaica's progress. We should be hoping to meet in the World Cup finals instead of the Unity Cup finals. These are two teams that are trying to figure it out. Have a lot of top players. Nigeria, Lookman, Osimhen, all those guys are out there, can play for Nigeria and ready to go. Awobi. So it's, we wish them all the best. We wish Nigeria all the best. But as I said, Ravel Morris, strategic piece for the Jamaican head coach there. Don't know if the coach gives Ravel Morris the nod, though, for the upcoming World Cup qualification games. I think that's going to be a tight squad to make, to be honest to you. If you look at players, I can straight off the top talk about at least seven players that will be coming in back into the team for the Jamaican Reggae Boys in a Leon Bailey, a Demarai Gray, Joel Latibodier, a Damian Lowe, that's 4, a Andre Blake, that's 5, a Bobby Reed, that's 6. And then we have 2 players that I'm not certain if they get right back into the squad in Shamar Nicholson and Mikel Antonio. But one of those players gets back into the squad. So it's going to be a very tough squad to pick for this upcoming tournament. 1 second, people. Yeah. Sorry, people, the commercial break. So it's gonna be a very tough tournament for um or tough two World Cup qualifying games for the Reggae Boys, and it's gonna be a very tough squad to make. It's going to be a very tough squad to make. If you look at the pieces that Coach Steve McLaren has available to him, we saw Malik Muddasil making his debut yesterday. I don't know if he had maybe one touch on the football. It's going to be interesting as well. What Muddasil role in the team? Is he a striker? Is he a winger? However, I love the versatility that he now adds to the front players, because the coach also likes to stick a Ronaldo Cephas inside at times in some of his games. We see Ronaldo Cephas play the center forward position. And this was a massive, the player, Ronaldo Cephas for me still gets the player of the tournament. Ronaldo Cephas gets the play of the tournament. I think any top scouts in the United Kingdom who you're looking at a player that you could basically get for almost free. The good thing is Ronaldo Cephas' agent is in the United Kingdom. Kevin Cohen is in England, and he's on it. And if there's somebody who can walk up into a room and said, listen, Ronaldo Cephas, he's this level. Last time, my sources are telling me Kevin sees Ronaldo Cephas minimum as a championship player, nothing below the championship. That's how he sees Ronaldo Cephas. Yes, so people, I think I have a few people that I maybe have to call back. But we want to let's maybe hear from let's post match. Post. All right, let's hear the post match.
A win is a win.
From Coach McLaren.
A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
Let's hear what Coach Steve McLaren is saying in the post match, just to get some more things here.
Post-match press conference, Jamaica versus Nigeria in the final of the UnityCup. We're joined with the head coach of the Reggae Boys, Steve McLaren. Before we open for questions, we'll have some opening remarks from Coach McLaren, and then we'll open the floor for questions from the media. Coach, your reflections on the week?
Yeah, I said, when I got the job 8 months ago, that wouldn't it be great coming to the UK, the Jamaica national team. We achieved that. And I think the experience was even way beyond what I thought it would be. Fans have been fantastic, unbelievable, what an atmosphere. And typical Jamaican, lively, energetic, smiles on the faces. And the feeling is we're a little bit sad for them and sad for the players, because to work so hard and then to lose with the penalties was disappointing. But at the start of the week, I said getting everybody together and squad together was one of the toughest that I've had to get. It's been a tough week. Started with 17 players. We got some reinforcements in. And I can't believe how they've come together, which again is probably typical Jamaican. They look after each other, instantly befriend each other, instantly have that vibe and that energy. That's what they've all done. Credit to the senior players, because we had a lot of youngsters coming into the squad, but so proud of the players in terms of their preparation, the 2 performances that they've put on. And we talk about fight to the end, and that's what they did. So to lose by penalties was disappointing, but as I said, it was a milestone. I think one which, especially those who were involved in it, players, staff, we'll remember for a lifetime. Hope we can do it again soon. But now we've got bigger things. We move on, World Cup qualifiers. We look forward to that. And if the players who we couldn't get for this Unity Cup, they come in with the same spirit and great. We'll certainly get the results that we need to get.
Thanks, Coach. So we can now start with questions. Sanjay, you want to kick us off?
Sanjay Air from Twigo Sports. Coach, congratulations on an amazing tournament. The team really looked well, very organized in defense and in transition. What can you take away from this tournament this past week to better prepare you for the World Cup qualifiers coming up and the Gold Cup?
I think, we've shown that there's depth in the squad, that, we've been searching for a long time for players coming in. So we've got that. Hopefully we'll have more players coming in. But, that joined in, like Mothersill. He only came to train with us Thursday. And all of a sudden they said he could play. So he was on the bench and he gets his first cap for Jamaica. So that's a real plus. I think also, since January, I think we've, the local players, the JPL players, we've had a great camp with them. We've taken, I think we had 9 or 10 in the squad for this tournament. What an occasion coming to the UK with the staff as well. And for all the staff, the JFF office staff, the president who came today, it's been I think an education, which is what I wanted it to be for the local players, for the local staff, for the president, the board, to see what football is like in the UK. We've been to Brentford, we've been to Chelsea with staff. And, that's my job when I came in was, not just the team, but also to educate the staff.
And if Ruda speed them smart, bro, when you go to Chelsea, but who open to have some people number from Chelsea. 18-year-olds from Jamaica and 17-year-olds for leave and can go to Chelsea from some JPL clubs. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they made use of this opportunity. And I think this is where Steve McLaren also gets massive credit. As he said, bringing the JFF there to the United Kingdom. Let them see what's happening at these big clubs, massive academies. And I hope that they can find some partnership there to get more youngsters off the island. So I think great job by Steve McLaren on this one.
What the standards are in the UK. They've seen it for themselves. They've seen the amount of detail work that goes into the games and the training. I think that this can only be it's been a great exercise. I was a little wary at the beginning, but as the weeks gone on, good result against Trinidad, a good performance, gritty performance. I'm pleased, and we've got to look at World Cup qualifiers, and people will be able to come in. And now I've got a headache because so many people impressed me this week, so I'm delighted by that.
Yeah, Coach, I was gonna go there actually. I was gonna say, like, that makes your job a little bit harder now, right? Coming out of this tournament, some of the young guys step up, some of the JPL guys are really showing that they could play on an international stage, especially with the short turnaround that we had this week. So now going to BVI and then right back to Jamaica for Guatemala, now you kind of have some decisions to make that might be tough and challenging, but it's still a good problem to have. Like, how do you, give us your thoughts in this whole week and going to the next step with the roster?
Yeah, well, you've been with us all week, and you've seen us grow and come together as a team. Sometimes that's difficult, but with the Jamaican players, they've got it inside them to bond very quickly. And that was a key thing, to be organized, to be disciplined, to show fight and enough quality to win the game on Tuesday and nearly win today.
Jeg har arvet min mors øjne. Hun er dårlig til at se sig for, når hun cykler. Så det er jeg også. Jeg er meget fokuseret.
I've got, as I say, it's a quick turnover. I've got a flight on Monday to Jamaica to pick the squad tonight or tomorrow. And it's difficult because we've got 5 or 6 coming in. And I've got to pick some from this camp. But it's a nice thing to have. And I think, if we didn't give the JPL players a chance, that would be experiencing this. For me, that's the most important. We're trying to improve Jamaican football, not just globally and not just in the UK, but on the island too.
Yeah. Any further questions?
Coach, I would like to highlight Ronaldo Cephas. I looked at all the games throughout the tournament, and to me, based on what I've seen from my experience, he looked like the most dominant player in the tournament. He was unstoppable, very quick off the ball, quick into space. I know, he's coming off the bench, when the A team is up. How could we better integrate, Cephas into a starting position, or how could we give him more opportunities, because he's such a dangerous player and he plays the same position as Damari Gray?
Look, we had Damari Gray in St. Vincent, and we got Cephas in the team for the 2 games. I like wingers who have got speed, don't go back, always go forward.
Yeah.
So, I watched Cephas on film before I came to Jamaica. Wow, what's he doing on the bench? He was an impact player and a very good one. And he's grown and grown. And he's putting in the performance. This is what I like about the wingers. Speed, but delivery, execution. Also do the defensive work. So, yeah, it's an interesting conundrum that I've got, because we have Damari Gray coming in, Bailey as well. We've got, we've introduced other people. I was been impressed with Atkinson during training and coming on, did a tough job on that right hand side. And Ramon Burrell, it's been a big plus as well. And we've got, number 9s who want to run. That's the key thing. I think we've.
Yo, people, I think Boza, I think Boza, that's your code word in that press conference from Coach McLaren. He says we now have number 9s who are willing to run. Boza, the work rate, my brother, the work rate fell off. People, remember to hit the like button on the show. Very important. We still haven't taken any phone calls. Haven't done any of those things as yet, people. And we're hour and 50 minutes in the show. It's still, we're still dragging along. It feels like we did 2 hours already, but we're still fresh inside of the show right now. But I think Shamar Nichols, if you heard that, the coach says we now have strikers who can run. And that's something that you need to be able to do in, I think, what Coach McLaren wants to do with this team. Call about them people. Big up yourself, Tennessee. Yeah, they said, boys, I need to hear that. It's who can run. The coaches, football scouts will give Jamaica a look. Yeah, they will see now as well that there's talent in Jamaica. They will see that there's talent in Jamaica now. And that was very important. Which name they call? We did the other game. True energy, how Ravel never take with the last. Mother see the barrel down our runners. Yeah, and that's what the coach is doing. And I think that's when the tempo of Jamaican football is gonna change. It's when we get more runners. Is when we get more runners. And that's the important thing, because Boza is a more heavy striker, just up front, can't really run down somebody and give them the press. Boza them at some big giant, man. Boom, boom.
Yo, JTD.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm live, because I saw you calling.
You're live?
Yeah.
Hold on, JTD.
Why Shamar need to come back? I'm not sure there's a spot in the team for Shamar Nicholson.
No, Shamar is outdated, man. No. That won't be fair to who is doing the job right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't be fair.
Yeah.
He got his chance. He did well in the beginning, but he faded away. And he's not on form. He's not like he has ended. He's just out of form. Why he won't be the first choice?
Yeah.
It's on form. So you have to use who's on form.
Yeah. If we go off farm, Shamar Nicholson just doesn't have the farm right now to be playing for Jamaica.
Yeah, it's not like we're disrespecting him or saying he's not good or he was never good. It's just he has lost his
a step.
Yeah, he has lost his swagger right now. And every elite athlete go through that moment where they need to rediscover their form.
Yeah, Shamar Nicholson went through that moment before where he had to rediscover his form.
So this I wanted to share with you. So how many assists you think Cephas has for Jamaica?
I'm not sure, but you probably can. 9 assists.
Nine
many
assists from 15 goals, 15 games.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man.
So he's averaging an assist
every game. No, every other game. Every other game.
It's more than every other game. Because if it's 9 out of 15, every other game would be 9 out of 18.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
minute,
more than every other game. It's probably giving you 1.25 goals, assists per game. Right?
So every 150, yes. Every 150 minutes, he has an assist. Shit. Remarkable.
Yeah.
Bro, somebody put it in context. 4 goals in the tournament, 4-goal contribution in the tournament. That is phenomenal, bro. That is big deal.
Yeah. Bro, don't you think? I thought Cephas played at a Premier League level yesterday.
Bro, Cephas remind me of when Stern was at Liverpool. Like,
and me not care who wants to send me a hype up Cephas, brother. Remember when Cephas come out for the USA game? Man of God. Anyway, you're there, brother. Pop up. Crawl out a rabbit hole. Anyway, you're there. Because you know what? Man of God came on the stream that day and said, JT, Cephas not even met Jamaica side. In can't control. Me see him down in the league. I say, man of God, no. Me see Cephas from him there, the other league. Down there saying in Europe. Him score a goal against Galatasaray, I think, when him just got into the Turkish league. Just run past the defender. I said, well, this ball look like they called him a few times, he didn't play. But me say that USA game, that's when Cephas arrived.
I think so too. I believe so. Game after game, he's getting better.
Yeah.
And it's good though that this tournament, you need players to step up, and players have stepped up from this tournament. Put up their hand, and Omar showed that he's a leader. I didn't know that. I didn't think of him as a leader. He showed it. The players gave him respect, right? Which is tremendous.
Yeah.
Right? You see Russell control the midfield. Casey Palmer did it. We found Burrell, Dixon step up, Cephas step up. It's good though. It's a good look. And even though we beat Steve McLaren, we see that he's doing something. We see
on the
identity.
field. We find we see
we can see
we
his
finally
identity.
see it on the field what Coach McLaren is trying to do.
Yeah, his identity is there to see. He has an identity out there. He loves wing attack.
Yeah. But
And
that's the new way in football is wing forwards.
Wing forward, yeah.
You know,
And he's smart when he talk about Cephas a lot. Or Dixon.
But I think the midfield is still a problem, you know.
I think so too.
The midfield,
because
the first game we learned something, but guess what? I think we're closer to a solution for the midfield though than we were before.
There are other options out there now. So Tyrese Hall, my birdie told me that he has his passport. He just need the clearance from FIFA.
Tyrese Hall, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Louis Baker is gonna come and shake up that whole dynamic in the midfield, because Louis Baker is a midfielder, you know. Yeah. And once Louis Baker is there, McLaren is gonna play him. And Jonathan Russell is saying, I have to play as well. So when Louis Baker comes in, I think a Casey Palmer drops to the bench. I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a Jonathan Russell, Isaac Hayden, and Louis Baker midfield. But then here comes the pecking order. Casey Palmer is up next, and Ravel is behind Casey Palmer. So that's why I think Ravel doesn't get into the team, possibly.
Oh, you play players according to the opponent. We have to move away from thinking, because you're Leon Bailey, you play every game, or you are Damian Lowe. Yeah. You pick people based on the system. So some games you're gonna need a Ravel, some games you're gonna need a Casey Palmer.
Yeah.
Based on the need to rest players for recovery as well as the opponent.
You're right about that.
Everybody will be needed at some point. So a person must never selected for Gold Cup at times. Just wait your turn. You're gonna be
selected. And you know what? We're gonna give you a link back in like 2 seconds, all right? Yeah, people, as that was Mobia Boss, as what Mobia Boss was saying, that when you look at the team and how we are shaping up, and this is what happens when you play better competition. When you play better competition, you then can test your team, you test the mettle of your players. When you have better competition, coach needs a proper video analyst. Okay, leader, what was your thoughts on the beautiful Unity Cup? And we're live, sir.
Yeah, I know we're live. I have to ask. Come on, I'm following the show, man. I'm listening to the show.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Look here. The first thing is, I made sure to go out and buy a bottle of Panadol. You know, also strength for the coach. Yeah. Because he's gonna need it Monday. Yeah, he's gonna need it. Because he has some tough decisions to make, because there are some egos that are going to be expecting to walk into their spots. And right now, I can tell you, Ronaldo Cephas and those stats that the youngster just mentioned. And you're seeing it, you know, but you're just ignoring it because you have other people in there that have the names, and you're going to go that way, because that's where I'm going
and he could have had more assists if he was more unselfish early on. I think they talked to him this game. Something was a bit different this game. He wanted to get the ball. He felt a part of the team not scoring.
Well, look here. One of the things is, I'm going to assume that the coach has had some words with him, because we saw him. He was dominating his wing. He was doing everything, and the plan was there. The team, you saw when they tried to pick him out and things. So, it's like he relished that role of not just coming off the bench and trying to, he was relishing that role to lead, right? And it was successful, because I'm telling you, I won't want to say if there were probably different strikers up front that we would have probably scored more. But it's a fact, we probably could have. But right now, for me, I mentioned something in the comments there, and a lot of people that before this.
If he's campaign at EPL now.
No,
I'm
be honest. No,
thinking
no, man.
A mid-tier, no, a lower tier team getting promoted. Ronaldo Cephas can play for you.
Yeah,
a lower tier team
possibly no. Yes, that
promoted.
Is true. Yes, a promoted team. Yes, because look here, he reminds me, and I think the difference with him compared to when Jermaine Teddy Johnson left straight from the local league here and went into the EPL, he had a brilliant debut, but because he went straight in, he was unable to adapt. Cephas has a couple years now in Europe, so I think right? I think he has about what? He's almost 3 seasons in Europe.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if he does, yes. I think it's about time because he's learning a lot of things differently. Dixon still young, coming up, but you could see the enthusiasm. And Richard King, and I mentioned in these 3 players, they are all direct representations of the local league, so to speak. Dixon didn't play much, but you can see that you can find some talent.
You don't think King can at least play in a championship?
I don't know where he's gonna go,
But don't you think he can at least play in the championship level?
I don't know where he's gonna go.
Leader, you're gonna have to repeat that. That when you repeat that, say for me,
I don't know where he's gonna go.
Leader, when you repeat that, me know where I say. So what I'm saying is,
I have no idea where he's gonna be going.
I'm saying take yourself away from being close to the situation. You watch those UnityCup games as a Reggae Boys fan. Wouldn't you think that Richard King's level, he can at least play at the championship level? So you hear how I rephrase the question, so you don't have to get
his level. Yeah, for sure. For sure. He can see it. And these are, and as I said, the same thing can happen to him because when he moves, he's going to move around the same time that Cephas also moved.
Yeah.
And, getting a year, 2 years, playing at that other level, you're going to see something. I don't think you're going to see it right that same time, even though right now, boy, he's surprising me because we have had a history of sending a lot of players, center halves, to England that has had.
And it stopped happening. It stopped happening.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, the reason why it stopped happening is not that we haven't had quality players. It's because of the thing with the caps and all of that and everything. But because there's a loophole there now that they can go in through, we can start seeing them. Because if you look at Damian Stewart and Claude Davis, they have had very good careers in Europe, England. And I think Claude Davis at some stages was one of the most expensive defender for some EPL clubs that bought him. You understand? So, and I'm looking at King and I'm just remembering how those guys were. And I'm saying, hey, this guy is he's gonna go to the top, right to the top. He's going to be in the EPL.
Yeah.
I said that. Yes, I did say that.
Yeah. Guys, me never round up the mad people them like me, no leader. We believe it. Say that that player. The first goal yesterday, leader explained it though. The first goal was Richard King's fault by keeping the player onside. And my explanation was Richard King wasn't trusting his defenders. So he might think say if the referee don't put up the flag, I'm supposed to be able to chase down this player. While he should have just hold the line because the 3 English-based players were in a straight line. And Richard King stepped out of the line. So if he stayed in line, the player would have been offside. So that
has to do with experience. And a lot of things, you're going to be seeing those differences as he learns. He's still learning, right? That's why he has to go now because right now, the bad habits that you get, from the playing in the JPL start to set in, and you can't because after a certain time. But the good thing is he's young, right, getting on the cusp of where you're going to be wanting defenders that are going to be really learning their, tasks and so on. So yeah, I think that it's time. It's time, and so we'll see how it goes. But apart from that, looking at the team, there's another problem, How does the coach bring Ravel into that World Cup squad.
I don't think Ravel makes the team.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Hold on. You think we're going to have the exact same team for the 2 legs? I'm wondering if maybe you might have some players being there for the first match and then some other players for the second match. A couple
because of BVI. Yes, I think. But do we still want to do that right now, leader?
No, I'm just saying that you might have, instead of 23, you might have about probably 25, 26, and you might hear that this player is not available for that one because he's also going to be a part of the Gold Cup. So you might have him coming into that one and so on, into the second one. You know, I'm just saying, this is just a guess from me, really, I guess. No inside knowledge or anything.
Yeah. It's a great
that,
point to bring up. But if I look at the pecking order, but I think Ravel stays until Louis Baker comes.
Well, I would imagine so.
Because if you look around,
as it is now, JT, you realize that this guy was from outside of the squad totally to coming into the squad to actually playing, being one of the
penalty kickers
and first choice. That he brings him on also because if the coach was said, boy, he didn't have that confidence, that he wouldn't have even come on the field at any time. But he was obviously, he has been doing something well, so the coach has him in his mind. He knows that he's capable of now. And I think.
Do you think Coach McLaren picks Ravel Marceau for the World Cup qualifier games?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's there for the first one. I really wouldn't be surprised if he's there for that one.
Yeah.
He can't.
And it would be good leader to keep the team together. It would be good to keep what you kind of had in England together, and then you start replacing guys.
You have some guys that come into the second match who would also be going to the Gold Cup. So, that's what I expect to see. Whoever is in that last match
is going to the Gold Cup.
That's the Gold Cup. That's the guys going. Those are the guys going.
So your last World Cup qualification game is gonna be our Gold Cup squad, unless
I would think so.
Unless there's a last minute thing where with Mason, Louis Baker, if it can be a situation where his thing is waiting to come through right up to the Gold Cup. So we might see a 22-man squad then for the
right. But we'll be seeing some. I think right now we'll see what the coach wants to do, and he's gonna shake up the whole thing for a lot of players because what we're seeing now, and as I said, when he mentioned that code, with the runners, that was a direct thing to a lot of other people.
Yeah,
he was sending a message.
Yes, me tell the people. The coach said, the most important thing, those guys are runners. Would you get what? Who give the little boy the busy I can see ball yesterday, man? I tell the boy get you over, man.
Boy, look here. And let me tell you something. You see, Atkinson is another one that I don't know what the coach likes him, The coach likes him. I can tell you that. The coach does like him. You understand? So as I said, I want to see that final match inside the stadium. Who is there, right? Because you will have a couple players who are from the EPL that might be asking to get some time out and so on. So you might have a 1 and 2 change that they might say, "Well, we need the rest."
Leader,
and so on.
You see the team. I think what the players out, what they would have seen yesterday. I don't think anybody should be comfortable sitting not in the team other than a player like a Ethan Pinnock and a Leon Bailey.
Anyway, I think only Ethan Pinnock would be right now. Thinking that if he needs to get that little time or so on, even though he was basically on the bench for most of the season, right? A latter part of the season. But right now, he's the only person, based on what I saw, plus who else might be coming into the team. Yeah. I don't think anybody is comfortable there.
Tyrese Campbell is coming in.
Yeah,
from Charlton. He's in the 60 man, and then Tyrese Campbell, Sheffield United.
Well, look here. Let me tell you something. Just wait and let's see who else is in the wings, because I have a feeling that outside of the Gold Cup that
Mhm.
I mentioned to a lot of people, in other chats, that certain people that you probably wouldn't see for the World Cup qualifier, you wouldn't see them for the Gold Cup, but you'd more than likely see them by September. Because I think by September, that's it,
Yeah, it's
So
September. You're not
anybody that
here.
had any problems, by the time those qualifiers come around, that's it. That's going to be it.
When is Nations League again?
I didn't even
Is there
check.
any Nations? I don't think there's any Nations League this year. Is there?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe because
I'm
we're
not sure
leading
because
into a
this is
World
worst
Cup year.
World Cup qualifiers will be active and so on. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I didn't check that far, but I know that the windows are normally September, October, then November. Those are the
so then you
windows.
cannot be playing Nations League. So
No,
yeah.
you understand? So
Nations
that's
League
it.
maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah, but one thing I can say, is the JFF. They know what to do now every June now, because they have gone to the Basque region in Spain and played. They have gone to Austria and played in the June time with different coaches. No, I think they know where they're supposed to go every summer in June.
Every summer in
England. That's it. It's a perfect place.
It's a perfect place. It's like home for the reggae boys.
Yeah. The guys can get food, everything. They connect with the fans. Adidas, I know, will love this. All right. Players that are thinking about coming to train with the team can actually come in, have a little knock with them and get, it is the perfect place. A perfect place.
Yeah. And if the federation can make money off games, and if they want to put on games in those unofficial windows as well, because the fan base is there. People there, they love the team as well, just as much as we do.
Yeah. That one, it really surprised me when I saw. But then again, when I thinking back, I said, hey, this is something that if they really work with the same promoters and put something together, because I can tell you, if you do something there and they are like, once we qualify for the World Cup and we have some certain big names showing up.
Oh man,
I can tell you.
And that would just get those fans in the UK revved up and ready for the World Cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus the generation next, because you're going to have players out there that are on the periphery thinking about, boy, I wonder if I should go to Jamaica. But seeing this in front of their eyes, this would be like when Jamaica in France 98, and then after that we started getting there were a couple of big names that started to come in, right? But no, with some of the names that we would be having and these guys seeing them there, especially younger players, we're going to see people just jumping and coming right away. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be special. Next year, 2026, is going to be special, really special.
Kyle Ming made his I wouldn't say his international debut. People remember to hit the like button on the video. Bless up yourself, Danny Dread, Tycoon, Conrad, Energy 876. Bless up yourself, Float Management, Jay Ross, Jeremy Lee. Everybody who's passing through Reggae Boys Reactor, Luton Fire. Bless up yourself, my boss. Bless up yourself, Determined. Dre Any Weather, Eddie Guna, Travis Peso. Everybody in the comment section, Jason Guna, everyone. Garfield, Leslie, big up yourself. Uptown 1G. Anybody, if I missed you, big up yourself. Kyle Ming, we saw the coach took off Dexter in that game. I was okay with Kyle Ming. Kyle Ming was a bit afraid to go forward, but I think it's due to his lack of experience. But we needed to see what else we have there.
Yeah, well, honestly, it would have been that, look here, always you're going to have a defender coming, they're going to try to play it safe, right? Stay home, more or less, than doing the being adventurous. Or then again, it might have also been instructions, I don't know. So, but I think he is an option there. I don't know how much, because, but it's an option, right? I think, however, that Dexter may need some time to develop. He's still young, right? He's still young.
Yeah.
So I think the team will change a bit, right? Because they you have to look at one thing here now, getting more midfielders into the team. You have guys that are starting now in the midfield that are specialist defenders, more or less, for their clubs. So you might see a little, not much, a small shuffling of the back line there. So I don't know, what will happen, but I think they might, give Lemekisa a little rest and see.
I think he's struggling. I think Dexter is struggling in that area.
He's young, but you have to understand he's young. So in clubs in Europe, when you have the younger players, they give them their time. They give them their time to develop. They don't just throw them in and then like that. So they give them their time because they're going to have times when they're.
Remember, Dexter is a lone player and a leader in a lot of countries or a lot of other teams. He wouldn't be playing international football now. So people have to understand that he's getting opportunity at a young age.
Right. So, give him some time. Just remember, give him some time and let's see how he develops. He's going to be the man for that position in the long term. But the immediate thing, look here, I expect at least one person from our midfield to probably slot in that spot. Honestly, I think that's what
we need to make the coaches. It comes down to decision time now. With he needs to do something with Joel Latibodier, and I think that Joel Latibodier needs to go to that right back position, and we call it a day because he has played the position. He's very experienced, and you have another good defender who can now even slot in if you need a back three in certain way if you want to defend. He's a natural center back.
You got it now. You got it. Because, you can easily, in certain situations now, pull out one of your wing backs, change. You can change your formation to a back three easily now, fluidly. You understand? By doing that. You see, because he can easily, and then now the good thing is that if you were to go to a back three between Pinnock, Latibodier and Lowe are very experienced between the three of them. I don't think we should have a problem. I think it can work. So let's see what happens. But I'm expecting to see Latibodier go into his rightful, in my opinion, position. That's my opinion.
People may get leader. People may get the coach to start Latibodier at the right back. All right, that's the next campaign, people. All right. So the next press conference, I'll talk to the coach and arrange it to make sure that Joel Latibodier heads to that right back. For me, it's either Latibodier or a Bobby Reed.
That's another option. That's another option when we think about it. That is an option, Even though I prefer the more experienced defender than somebody that can, do the job. But let's see, and let me tell you something. People don't feel what he's saying is a joke, because I think that, I'm not even thinking. It's not a coincidence that how Ravel got into this squad. It's not a coincidence. The questions were asked, the serious questions were asked, and I'm sure, the coach himself probably said, hold on there, I think I made a mistake. And I think that's good. When you have some coaches that will make the mistake and can't and will not even try to adjust. They'll just do it. And the coach, by having Ravel there, is to show that he's somebody that listens.
Yeah, and that's what we want. Everybody. It's either Mesa Holgate, or why Mesa Holgate can play there. Mesa Holgate likes to go forward at times. I think if Latibodier plays the right back, you're getting what you're getting from Amari Bell in Latibodier. Another wing back who doesn't really want to go up the field. You know what I mean? That's the thing with Latibodier, because he's not very fast to track back.
That's what I think. He's not fast. He's going to give you safety, right? He's not fast. He's not going to be able to do that. That's one of the things with him.
Yeah. So I think Mr. Holgate, who has the speed to get up and down the field, can give you something there in that right back position. So we'll talk to the coach, people, and ask him how he's gonna do it. Either one he chooses, but something will have to happen with Dexter Lambekisa there. So we need to see one of those center backs, because you're gonna have problem also, leader, by picking all those center backs anyways when the team start pile up. So you need to start finding where they can help you as a team.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now you need to basically utilize what you have there, right? Because right now, as I said, we're utilizing them fairly well, but how we're utilizing them was basically having Latibodir in the midfield, but we're getting the specialists now. And I think for me, I was one of those people.
Tuesday, the squad drop. Continue.
Yeah, that Russell didn't seem to be that man. But Russell is not a CDM, right? He's more of that box to box, and he showed it. He showed it very, very well. You understand? And I think we're seeing the best. And he's another part of the headache. Boy, how do you really go into that next team with so many of these guys doing well, right? How do you tell a Cephas, right? How do you tell a Russell, right? That boy is going to go to the bench now. You understand? Seriously, think about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult. Tracking boss, you want to add to what leader has?
Yes, sir. Good evening to you on the rest of panel. And JT, I'm here to make a powerful statement, brother. Be careful where you answer. Be careful. I heard you said you want Bobby Reed to go right back. Lati Bodier to go right back. You are going to bring back Jamaica team into disarray, brother. Be careful of when you answer. See? The team arguably play this best set of ball for this good local while. And you want to go because it's a lot about here. You want to find place to put him in the team. Therefore, to show him on the right back in a critical World Cup qualifying. That's what you want to call for. Or a guy like Bobby Reed don't play right back to what from Wapi Kill George. That's what you want.
Caller.
Don't let us speak or get to us, brother.
Caller, I hold on here. I know we all saw the guys did well. I don't know. What are you saying? You want to have the same team here go out for the qualifiers, the same team here? I just wondering.
I'm not saying the same thing. I'm just referring what you guys say about Lati Bodier going to right back and this guy Bobby Reed going to right back.
But both players play at their club.
Make their position, brother. There is no space
but both players
in the
play
team for them.
No, listen, Lati Bodier.
That's how football goes.
Lati Bodier played right back at Swansea. He played right back sometimes at Coventry.
That's what mashed up the team, bro. That's why we did have Lati Bodier in the midfield because a man play there 1 or 2 times. We feel to say objective to say let's put them there.
Carla, hold on. So it was obvious to a lot of people that Lemekisa struggled. So what
he's struggling in the one-half match.
No. He has been struggling since the Panama game.
He has been struggling for a while.
He's been struggling.
You're not watching.
He's not struggling for it. What do you call struggle? This guy arguably scored one of Jamaica, one of the best goals Jamaica ever scored in the Gold Cup. And you tell me about this
that
guy
was the nation. You're talking
good.
Listen to me.
This kid just needs to develop, bro. The same thing goes for Dixon. Lots of you guys want to write off Dixon. No, Dixon is a baller himself.
Dixon starting also.
Be careful of when I ask her. That's all I'm saying.
I'm asking
because when you start asking a player to come out of them natural position and play a different position, that's the same thing we have.
What is Latibadier's natural position? Midfielder or defense?
His natural position, I think, is CDM or whatever at the back.
It's not.
Play. Not right back.
Color,
I guarantee you it's not right back.
No, that is show that you're really not following the thing.
Who you talking to me?
Yes, you're not following.
Don't get emotional with your call. Don't get emotional, man. Because listen, Latibodier is not a right back. Go on in space right now to tell you that this guy is not a right back. You're gonna turn him into a makeshift right back.
That
does not work well. And we see it already when we try to turn Damian Lowe into a makeshift CDM in play a one-half game good. After that, it was a disaster. Latibodier is the same thing. And you really want to go back here. So we have a good thing going on. Let us build on what we have. Bring in the couple guys them who need to come in at the team who not good enough to make a team sit on the bench.
I'm going to ask you, what are the changes you would do, if any? Just tell me, to this team that played yesterday. Just let me hear who you would put or change,
We
or what would you change?
have at least 7 guys to come back in the team. We know the goalkeeper, Andre Blake, will
So
come
the
back in the
goalkeeper
team.
changes. Hold on. Let's go one at a time, caller. Let's take your time. So the goalkeeper changes, right? Okay, continue.
That's Andre
Blake.
Blake. Ethan Pinnock will come back in the back line instead of
For
the back
who?
line.
Hold on now. Okay. For who is he? Does he come in for? Holgate or King? Caller.
You see the Mason Holgate or King.
Okay, he comes in for Holgate. Okay, let's go on. Go on, continue now. So
I'm not picking a starting 11, you know. I'm just saying he will come back into the back
just
line.
go in. Caller, just go on. Continue what you're saying.
Therefore, Damian Lowe will come back in at the side.
For King.
In at the side.
Okay, so he comes
not
in for
saying he
King.
will start.
So,
it's gonna be
Caller, you're calling it now, caller. Come on, you can't go back. So Lowe comes in for King.
No. I did not say Damian Lowe will come back in at the team. I should say.
Caller,
right?
I know.
He will come back, but not so sure about the starting. No, caller, listen to me. So
leader, you have to listen. He's talking about coming back in the squad.
Damian Lowe will come back in at the side. Not sure if he's gonna start over King. Not so sure about that. It's gonna be tight. What I would do, I play King away to the away game, the 7th, because the away game against a Caribbean island, I think King would do a better job. Damian Lowe inside the stadium, I will go for Damian Lowe start. But it's going to be tight between King and Damian Lowe. I will have to be honest, Damian Lowe recovery speed run at the back. It's vital to Jamaica defense lineup. So I wouldn't, it's a two defender is good enough to start. And the day,
so you're not bringing back Lati Badir in the team?
A player like Lati Badir, I'm going to be honest, brutal honest about him. He will be in the team, but not in the starting level.
No, we're not talking about the starting 11 no. So but you're counting the spots then?
Yeah, I will bring him in a part of the team.
So think about all the centre backs now you have. You have Holgate, King, Lowe, Pinnock, Lati Badir.
Yes.
How much that? 6?
Lati Badir, Omar Rebel, and
Dexter.
the guy Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the guys that I'm defender that I would work with. Because, you know, and whosoever start on the day, they are good enough. They are good enough to start on the day. But what I would not do, I play a critical World Cup qualifier. I'm sure a guy like Lati Badir at right back, that is just a no-brainer that we should never do in our World Cup qualifier. It doesn't matter. You don't know how this man gonna hold up on that day, particular day. But you're ready.
Caller?
Yes,
caller,
sir.
can I just say something here? Okay.
Yeah.
I am just looking at some stats here. Lati Badir, he has played right back for the season. He has played mainly centre back. I don't know where you get the central midfield from. He has been a mainly as centre back for this year. I'm looking at his thing now.
Mm-hmm.
He has played defensive midfield once last year for his club, right? Otherwise, from that, he has played centre back, right, or right back, right?
And when he's time at Swansea, I think he played right back right through at Swansea.
Yeah, well, I'm just going on just recently, the last year. So basically, I don't know the defensive midfield part. I don't know if you didn't realize that. That's something that he is not.
Hal Grimsley is the one who experimented with him and Kevin Lambert.
Right, with him there. And we just kept using
I was referring about Jamaica, sir. CDM, when he played CDM for Jamaica. And we were just trying people at CDM and he wasn't fit for the position. You know, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Which match was it that we had? Like, we played almost a back here. I think Lati Badir was around there.
It's the same USA game, man, with CFAS, the Nations League semi-final.
With a back three.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously Carla didn't see that game.
But listen, Carl, Andre, would you go in a critical World Cup qualifying and play a totally new right back
Against BVI, yes.
in a World Cup
No,
qualifying?
because
An experienced player like him?
his experience, I'm playing them off, bro.
Listen, Carla, what makes you think I experience? Latibody here is experience. He's not
He has a captain
experienced
for
enough.
most of his side. Hold on.
You're talking about CONCACAF, guys. Please do not get wrong. We're talking about CONCACAF. At right back, you're talking about.
Doesn't he have more matches in CONCACAF than Limbikisa?
Yes, he does. But does he have more matches at right back than Lambakisa? No. That's the position we're talking about, sir. We're not talking about midfield. We are talking about the right back position.
And
another question, Carla. Let me just check some stats. Well, go on, talk. I'm going to just check one more.
And what we are saying is, bro, is because of the level that Dexter is playing at, something needs to happen there at some point. And I'm looking at when is the coach going to be able to change that? And when would be a good time against BVI? To see if that works. You get a Mason Holgate or who plays right back at Everton. When he was at Everton, played center back. So those players played those positions. And it's not like we're getting that fluidity from Dexter that we want. He's getting caught out of position a lot. And I'm just looking at when we go up against tighter opponents, we cannot. I would rather go in with a more experienced player there. That's based on one thing that I've learned this weekend. Amari Bell will have his bad games, but he's also very experienced to where he's experienced enough to pull it back. I think Dexter is the weak link in that back four.
Okay, I think what's this was going to happen? Jamaica make the mistake and play a new right back. I guarantee you, we lose that match. I guarantee you.
Caller,
because regardless of any team Jamaica play against, they will attack on the right. They will attack on that right side. They will attack on the right side. And worse, they know it's a new right back. A good coach will always peppering that right side of the field.
How many matches has Limbikisa played so far this season? You have any idea?
For his club or for Jamaica?
No, man. It has to be club because the thing is, we sometimes use players based off of them playing before, but if a player is not playing that regularly for his club, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, Dexter been on loan, tracking. He went on loan to Scotland lower league, went back on loan to I think a League 2 team. I don't even know where he is now. Remember, the Dexter we're talking about is not the Dexter that played in that Panama game that scored a brilliant goal in the Nations League. That's when Dexter was at his best, where we're like, Dexter has arrived. Ever since he came back, after that whole big long break, bro, he's been off the pace. He's been on. It's not the same Dexter.
The guy have some bad games without a doubt, but it's not the worst we see from a player. The guy have some bad game, but while in between, he still see the potential out here. Because we're not gonna just go in a World Cup qualifier and call for a totally changed round at the right back. We're not supposed to put ourselves in a position that it was devastating the last World Cup qualifier. We tried Alvis Powell, Jeffrey Brown. We were all over the place. And we're not going back to that situation. We're going to stick to what we know and go into the World Cup qualifier and do not change our back line.
Well, he hasn't. Well, I'm just looking at some statistics here. He has a 90-minute, look like one of his beta matches after that 45, another 90, then 19, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 28 minutes. So he has time because he's young, The thing is, what a lot of people don't understand is development as a young player, right? It doesn't mean that because the player you might be suggesting the player goes to the bench, it means that the player is not ready. You understand? A lot of people don't understand the nature to transition a player from one level to another. They'll have a time when they do struggle. Okay, and it's obvious at this time. You mentioned that people targeting. You know that people will also watch your games, and they'll know that hey, that is their weak side. That you happened with us with a lot of time with Javian, bro. A lot of players because they knew what your weak side was. People watch the matches, right? And
They
they'll
do.
know
They do
that.
watch the matches.
So, and they'll know basically, specifically that, hey, that kid is one of the weaker links, and they'll target it. You understand?
They,
They will target it. So it's something
Carla,
that
don't cut it. You have a strong point there. And Carla, I don't know. You watch a match, me watch a match, JT watch a match. The viewers watch a match. Okay? So listen, Jamaica play well in the first half enough. And Jamaica missed the whole point of the ball game. Steelers only have 2 touches in the first half. And the 2 touches the man, one creating a 1 goal. And the other was dangerously. Right? Therefore, Jamaica give the man the ball 2 times. Steelers arguably the most devastated winger. How can you not recognize that and give the guy every turn? It's like you have a Lionel Messi on your team.
Yep.
And
no,
every
hold on there,
turn you
Carla.
touches you get, you should find this
Carla.
man on the ball.
Hold on, Carla. I don't know how long you have been watching. It's another thing that I mentioned here about development. He has developed from where he was at before. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So the same way you see CFAS looking now, it's not the same CFAS that was there 2 years ago or even a year ago. You know, he has developed and he has changed. So you have to understand that part of it. The same way that one would want to see Alimbikisa, you know, develop and improve.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You have to give
But
him
you
time.
don't
Just
throw
by
them to the
saying
side.
you want
You
to put in a
He's
throw
not.
them to the side.
He's not throwing them to the side. Not tracking. Is you see, as a football coach and a manager, those guys have to be able to make the tough decision. When you look, when a Pep Guardiola is able to put Phil Foden on the bench, a De Bruyne on the bench, bro. Anywhere in the world, those players are start with no leg. But the coach realized, say, for me to get the best out of this team here on the field, I don't think these 2 guys give me what I need right now.
Okay, JT. Excellent point.
You know?
Listen, in a team, you always are going to have a weak link. Therefore, what you do, play your strength and the team. We have a strength of our team. And if you notice, in the second half, we play a little bit better in our patches. And we play to the strength of our team. We start to find.
Yeah, here. You there?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying, in the second half, we play to this. In the first 20 minutes, we play our 25 minutes. We play to the strength of our team, right? We start to give CFAS more the ball, and you see how dangerous Jamaica is. Therefore, right back didn't look all that bad, right? We now know so we have a problem, little bit problem on the right back. We play to a strength by giving the danger man and Jamaica side the ball most of the time. And you kill any side on any given day because you recognize the danger of Jamaica. You have a danger man that every single defender in the world I worry about. So you would have less attack penetrate on your right hand side, but we never do that enough in the Nigeria match. And we have to give credit to the Nigerian. They have a good team and they have players and the wingers. They are fantastic. They have good technique and the youngster have a lot to learn and I'm sure pulling off him at second half teach him a lot of lesson about this game. It's not a plaything, and this Jamaica team, you have to work your ass off to make the team. Sorry about the language.
Yeah. All right. Kaka, make your point, Kaka, and we get to the next part of the show.
Yeah. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, good afternoon.
Well, to the previous caller, statement on Dexter, feel like yes, this team trajectory we're moving right now. The team is improving, so we need all players to be on their A game when it comes to watch matches. Yet still, Dexter still hasn't risen his game in the last two international window. he hasn't risen his game that much. It's been a minute. Yes, we need to be patient with him because he's still young. He still need time, but you have to understand that he's not playing regular football in a top club or a good average team. He's not really playing, you know, minutes like full-time minutes. So we still have to be patient with him. Going forward with the team now on a whole is improving. So therefore, if we don't get players like Damian Lowe, Shamar Nicholson, Leon Bailey, Damari Gray, and etc., we're going to look average with these players. So now the team is kind of eradicating the first team players now, like the players I just named. So right now isn't a time to be lethargic in our thinking with these players. We have to be critical and we have to be some objective also. We're not just criticizing the player not because we don't like that particular player, but we have to be critical based on our team performance right now. Our team is playing very good. However, this team right now, currently, we are vulnerable in our back line. We are vulnerable. We lost 4 goals in 2 matches. That's not a good sign. Even though we know we are playing subsidized, subsidized amazing whole game out of the team. Intrude a Eden Pinnock or a Damian Lowe. That's our 4 starting defenders going forward.
But what you mean, Kaka,
We
by
ha-
subsidize? Because me no know. You mean subsidize him?
no, basically I mean like take out Mason Holgate and intrude a Damian Lowe or a Ethan Pinnock. That would be our backline 4, right or wrong.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So we now need the coach as a reference is a good topic to touch on. He needs to work on his defending game. I don't feel like Jamaica is gonna just score a 2 goal every game. I do not see Jamaica scoring 2 goals every match. So we have to work on the defensively aspect of the game. We have to work on that going forward if we want to be a complete strong team going forward.
Yeah.
Also, I want to win this Gold Cup. We have the players. Our team is improving. Our team is we going on a high peak now. Our team is improving. However, we still need to work on our defensive game. Moving towards this Gold Cup, I feel like the cohesion with this tournament, Unity Cup, is a plus for us. Reason being why we are ahead of the Panama, we are ahead of the Mexico, we are ahead of the Canada in terms of game. So this cohesion with the tournament is a plus for Jamaica. With the World Cup qualify, you don't have a Mexico in it. You do not have a United States or a Canada. So with that being said, we're going to play more competitively football rather than a friendly match.
Yeah.
So our heart relies on these games going towards the Gold Cup because of the cohesion. We see cohesion already, and I have to give Coach McClaren because he has came time to put together a short crop of players. That midfield three, we never seen that mid three before. That backline, we never seen that backline 4 before. That forward 3, we never see that forward 3 before. So you have to give the coach a lot of credit here. So going towards this Gold Cup, I feel like Steve McClaren should set his eyes minimally reaching a final. A final, not a semi-final. Minimally, bare minimum, a final. We should be reaching a Gold Cup final. Minimally, I'm viewing this team as a competitor team. I see the difference now Normally, when we go into the Gold Cup, we go with names. Now we need to go with effort and passion and play that fits this coach style.
Yeah.
So I like the way we are playing. We look dangerous. Ronaldo Cephas is a starting player going forward. No question about that. The coach already admitted it in press conference that how the hell this player was in a starting lineup with the previous coach. Why hasn't Cephas been in the starting lineup? The coach had said it. And Steve McClaren likes Cephas because you see in the 2 matches, he's the guy that he never substituted. So he put his trust in Cephas. No, Cephas no all. He's a threat. He's a dangerous player going forward. He should be the last player should be substituted when when Demari Gray come in, when Leon Bailey come in, when Nicholson come in. Not saying they are a sure starter, but out of Cephas is a definitely sure starter. Dixon now is a player that can come in for Leon Bailey if Leon Bailey is not up to the game. For sure, Leon Bailey is the man though for that position. Respectfully, because the stature of Leon Bailey and the experience that he has. Dixon don't have that experience. The thing now, Dixon have the hunger, which Leon Bailey kind of lost. Leon Bailey has a love for the game, not a hunger for the game. So, with that being said, if Leon Bailey not played out the parts, we substitute him in the 68 minutes, 30 minutes to go, we substitute him, bringing in this in, first leg going forward. Yeah. So, Steve McClaren, I want you to take this tournament very serious. This Jamaican team deserve a silverware. We deserve a silverware. We're tired of going towards finals and losing. We need to start develop a winning mentality, not a loser mentality, because we are not suckers. We are winners. So we need to develop a winning mentality going forward. We need to develop fight. We need to develop how to break down teams. We need to develop how to defend a lead. This will make this regular boy team a definitely strong team going forward.
All right. Thank you, people. That was a sermon by Kaka, well delivered. Made some brilliant points in there. You cannot be you would be silly not to agree with some of the points as far as, the cohesion the cohesion within the team after this previous tournament should go over into. So thank you there, Kaka. Thank you there, Chakin. We have Cataract on the screen and we're gonna head to that side of the board. All right. Can you all see Cephas and Demario on the wing? Well, the coach talk about that, and we're gonna let Cataract jump into that. Cataract call for Demario Gray to be bench. I think Demario Gray flats out benches for me unless the coach can figure out how to play them. Let me take this final super chat here. Can y'all see Cephas and Demario Gray on the wings? Answer this question here from Jerome Swaby Cataract. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Jay Taylor.
Good afternoon.
Here on a very proud day. Want to first say congratulations to the Jamaica Reggae Boys. One of the teams that make us proud, along with our netballers, our track and field. Wow. What a performance. What a game. What a game for the neutrals. And what a team. What a team. Wow. What fans. What fans. Welcome to Brentford G-Tech, the new office for the Reggae Boys. Outnumbering the Nigerian fans, I heard 3-1. Yeah. Big up. Big up. Big up. Big up the management. Big up the management. Team management. Press conference. Everything. I don't really run big ups, but nice press everything good. Everything good. And big up the organizers of this tournament. It was needed. It was needed. Wow. What a game of football. 2 big games of football yesterday. PSG versus Inter and the Reggae Boys versus Nigeria. I mean, whoever paid got their money's worth, and whoever just watched it on it came on TV, but they never showed it in the TV guide. They were showing it as F1, but once it came on AJ Taylor. It was televised. Wow. Wow. Can't stop saying that. Wow. Nigeria, highly ranked team, affectionately known as the Super Eagles. They're yet to beat us in Nigeria. They're yet to beat us. You understand, Nigeria? They're yet to beat us. Okay. Where do we begin, J. Taylor? Atmosphere.
The question. See, bro. We went for 2 hours already, so we wanted to just hop on.
My time. What? Cephas? I posed in the comment section. Do we on June 7th? I begin with the starting lineup on June 7th. I go to BVI and I start with this lineup. I don't trouble it any at all. I don't trouble it any at all. I start with this lineup. I start with this lineup. And I see how they do against the Virgin Islands. Yeah, man, Danny Dread, it's a wow, man. It's a wow, man. I get goosebumps. I had goosebumps, man. I'm proud of my team, proud of my side. You understand? Proud of my side. Really, really, really proud of my side. And I would begin. I think BVI is as weak an opponent that you would get, that you would be able to start the team against the BVI. And they must be able to dispatch the BVI and allow some of the big hitters a little more rest, a couple of days of rest. If we want to turn on the afterburners, I don't think BVI will be scoring against Jamaica, so I don't think I need to bring in a pin-up or Damian Lowe. I wouldn't, not in this match. In the Guatemala game on the 10th, yes. I'm not underestimating any team. I'm saying that they're a weak opponent. And I'm saying that this team that you've put together here. Remember when we played the USA in that 3-1 match and we had Andre Gray and Jamal Lowe up front? And then the next game we went to the Gold Cup and then just discarded them for Boza to start. I think, and they never recovered because they had managed to combine and get a goal against the USA, even though we were beaten soundly. I keep this team. I tell you what, I keep this nation's UnityCup team. I keep this team together. Bro.
But you have to let go of, you're gonna have to let go of players.
Why I have to let go of players?
Because there are about 7 players that's supposed to come in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said I would keep them as the 4.
They can come to Jamaica and they start. They start in the BVI. Burrell, Cephas, Dixon, Casey Palmer, John Russell, Isaac Hayden, Mason Woolgate,
keep the same team together.
King, same team together. Go out. Only change I would make is Shaquan Davis.
Yeah, we have to get a goalkeeper in there quickly.
Yeah, Tycoon, you're talking madness. I'm just telling you. What happened to you? I am talking. It's my view. What you going to say if you go out there to BVI on those the BVI ball field and Ethan Pinnock go in one of those divots where them play polo. You know they play polo for the horse. And you have divots. What you going to one of them divots and twist his ankle and out for the crucial Guatemala game? I'm not risking injury to some of my key players before what is the big game against Guatemala on June 10th. I'm not risking those injuries. You tell me. So Sifa starts with me. I tell you a long time I want to put Demara on the bench and give him a wake-up call.
Yeah, but we said at the last show as well, that the Unity Cup team becomes the core for me. And then we take out the pieces that we don't think can help us and add the pieces that were out. I don't think we look at it the other way around saying that the team not they there yet. That the team, when Bailey them and Pinnock them come. I think this team played like a team.
They played like a team. They won like a team. They lost like a team. They took the defeat as a team. There's love in that team, bro. Love in that team. Bring back the love. Don't trouble the love. Just add on to the love. Add to the love. The coach don't have to listen to me truth. I'm just the ultra. As a matter of fact, you don't know what the coach listen to. You understand? The coach has his team to train. He must have known what he saw in training. He must have known what he saw on pitch over that 90 minutes and penalty kicks from this Jamaica. Dug deep. Nigeria threw everything and the kitchen sink at Jamaica. Trying to get that way.
And you saw how they celebrate their goals?
Everything on the kitchen sink. Don't talk crap, bro. Cyril Dessers, Golden Boot in Scotland. The other youth will come on, I'm not sure of his name. Golden Boot for Genk, the Genk striker. Golden Boot in Belgium. And if they could have brought on Victor Iseman and fly him in for a private jet, because they would have fly in Iseman. You understand what I'm saying, Taylor? If they could have flew in Victor Iseman on a private jet and run him out, they would have done anything to get that result against Jamaica. Because they know it's a plot. And I like a fool fans, football tribe or whatever you do about what is a reggae boy. A reggae boy is a man who go up and I granny and shut it up last night. Say my run about what is a reggae boy or if you stick to track and field. Yeah. A nation of 300+ million came up against a small island state of less than 3 million. We have 1/10 of your population and you couldn't keep a good man down. You understand? Energy 876, the Unity Cup. And then for me, you add to the team in Kingston. I mean, Peter could be on the bench. Boza could go on the bench. Bobby Reed on the bench. The usual suspects on the bench. I mean, Warner Brown on the bench. But Warner Brown was in the squad. Right? Demara Gray on the bench. Bailey on the bench. Give them a chance. If in the first quarter,
Kyle Ying came on in that game.
give them a chance. If in the first 45 minutes we can dispatch, let's say 3 goals past the BVI, we bring on the reinforcements. And I'm not saying bench for no benching sake. I'm saying preserve them, give them some extra days in their feet, in the legs, rest, and keep the team spirit going. Reward good performance. What you say?
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I already basically marked down the 6 players that will exit the team, and the 6 players who will potentially come back into the team. But I don't want people to look at this
What do you
thing
think? What do you think of the
upside
six
down.
players? Oh, go ahead, Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
6 players were out is Kyle Ming, Stephen Young, McCullough. Those are 3 players, and you have 3 goalkeepers. That's 6. So let's say 2 of the goalkeepers are out. That's 5 player. Who is another local base player? Busy Atkins is out. That's 6. Brandon Covers is out. That's 7.
You know, I don't leave out Brandon Cover though.
No, I'm just saying, coach. I'm just saying, if he didn't even get any playing time in the Unity Cup, I don't
Yeah,
see the coach calling him for a World Cup qualification game.
I just say that I wouldn't leave him out because I think he came, he never made any fuss. And social media was very supportive of the
Yeah,
team.
bro. It's not about somebody came and didn't make any fuss. We're trying to get people in the team who's gonna play. Get her. Who's gonna play? It doesn't
Yeah, but
make
what
sense
about
we start having players in the team of compassion for them and what they're doing.
compassion? I'm saying that there are players who are in the Unity Club squad that flop. They deserve to be dropped.
Yeah, but you have to think about how much players are there to come in. So you're talking about the spaces.
How many players are there to come in?
Leon Bailey, Demari Gray, Joel Latibodier, Damian Lowe, that's 4. Andre Blake, 5. Bobby Cordova Reed, 6.
Ethan Pinnock.
Ethan Pinnock, 7. So that's what I'm trying to say, Keter.
It's 6 outfield players. Don't you call Andre Blake? You're being a bit disingenuous.
Yeah, but you can call me remove some goalkeeper as well. So him and Jamali Wade comes back for the 2 goalkeepers. So I don't even count them.
Right. So just 6 players.
Yeah, it's a 6. And then Boza, we're not sure if the coach gonna bring back Boza or Mikel Antonio. So,
no, Mikel Antonio is not ready. He said
yeah,
he'll be
yeah,
ready.
but we don't know if he's gonna bring back Boza. We don't know if
Boza
he's gonna...
7.
Yeah. So
and we had a 20-man squad. The only for me.
No, when Atkins and them came, it was no longer a 20-man squad, and Madasil and all of them get added. Yes, because I'm keeping Madasil and them. That's what I'm saying. If you leave Brandon Covers in, you're left with only can pick 6 out of 8.
There's a 6 out of 8.
And because I think
how 8? We had 6. We just counted 6 outfield players, bro. What are you talking about?
Outfield players, yeah. And I'm saying I wasn't finished. I think a potential Norman Campbell is on the fringe as well. Just as a fringe player. I think Norman Campbell, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a call up at then, like for a player, unexpectedly. Maybe the coach, because his league ended the 25th, so Norman Campbell couldn't have been there. So when I look at it, if you leave a Brandon Covers in, people, that's what I'm saying. I don't think leaving a Brandon Covers in, you have at least 2 other players who could maybe help you right now. And then
I'm not sure what, because you're talking about Norman Campbell, who's a winger, versus Brandon Cover, who's a right back, where we do have a problem.
But Brandon Cover is not in the team as a right back.
Brandon Cover is a right back and CDM, so he can provide cover and a CM in at least 3 things on the fringe. And I'm saying,
what I'm saying, Katarak, we're talking about a player that's not even in the coach's 60-man squad, or it's been 2 Unity Cup games.
60-man squad, though. Look.
Yeah, but Katarak, how does that make people? How does that make logical sense to you? A player hasn't got any minutes in a Unity Cup game where it's to pick up tournament games, not in your 60-man squad, and you call him for World Cup qualification. Like, bro, coaches don't think like that, Qatar. Like coaches don't think like that. The coach is just not gonna pick a player that he hasn't used.
Oh.
And anybody who watch football knows that.
So
You see me? And then when we
for this tournament, the coach ever pick Stephen Young, who he never used. Come on.
bro, I'm not gonna get into this minuscule discussion about Stephen
No,
Young.
because you're taking up something on your head, and I'm saying to you.
I'm not taking up anything on my head. You're just not understanding what we're saying.
In 2 days' time,
you're not understanding what's the lead that shows that the coach could potentially pick Brandon Covers, because that's what we're jam up on, a player who hasn't played in the Unity Cup, hasn't really been. He replaced somebody else. Even Ravel Morrison might end up not make it to the World Cup qualification games. So that's just the gist of the reality.
They're just gone mad. They're just gone mad.
I don't think I gone. Covers not even get a minute, says Truth. So would you rather he pick players he won't play? Cataract, says Jason Gouda. I don't think, bro, and we can skip over Cataract because we're not gonna agree on this point. Trust me.
Because how you pick is mad, because you don't look at who is available in the position. So who is gonna pick? He has picked Demario Phillips before. So you're telling me you would pick Demario Phillips over Cover?
No, that's why I was, before when you came on the show, I was saying that the coach has to make a decision on Holgate or Latibodier with one of those players start to compete for the right back position. Are they just going? Are two of them are just gonna have to be sitting on the bench for Jamaica, hoping till one of our center backs are not available? And I think that's two players where you can find which one of them works for you at the right back as a backup for Dexter, because then you're gonna end up picking 6 center backs. 6 center backs. You're gonna have picked.
But and only Latibodier is a utility player.
Yeah, I know, but
Latibodier is not only a center back; he's cover.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
No pun intended.
Yeah, but you say he would cover also for the right back, and that's why I wouldn't go with Brandon Covers if I have Latibodier as a cover. Latibodier just played left back for Jamaica. He just played the entire game at left back, people. So when you look at the squad, I think one player can also be out. Potentially, we might see Rafael Marso out and a Kyle Ming stays in. We might see a Kyle Ming stays in as the backup right back. We don't know. Yeah, so when you look at the space, you have to target the number 7. 7 spots are up for grabs, and we also know the 7 players who could potentially come in. Don't know. I don't think we'll be seeing Tyrese Campbell from Charlton this early. Maybe in the Gold Cup.
So there are players who I understand will be coming to Jamaica to complete their paperwork and get their passport, right?
Yeah.
So those players probably will miss the BVI game and head straight to Jamaica.
Well, I'm not hearing about any top players in the bunch, Cataract. It's the same Juicy Beef Patty.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like,
I certainly am hearing of EPL players.
Kyle Ming can't stay in. He isn't as good as Tavon Gray. Says,
don't talk madness.
Come on, man. I think Kyle Ming is better than Tavon Gray. Kyle Ming is an upgrade. Kyle Ming is an upgrade. Kyle Ming was out there heading out balls, helping out his center backs. I think he sat a bit too deep, but I think that's where the game was at the time. Tavon Gray out there would be white pole, a headless white pole out there. Just a butter, a flatter. Yeah, man. Anytime we see Tavon Gray, they mind us a flatter, bro. Like, any update on Lewis Baker? As I said, Lewis Baker is a player that they're waiting on the whole citizenship and the passport. Obviously, the coach would have known something while Lewis Baker is in the 60-man squad, that something is brewing. So I expect Lewis Baker to get his document at some point. At some point, I expect Lewis Baker to get his document. All right. I agree with Guru, shockingly. What Guru say? I'm gonna say Guru. Is Reggae Boys vlogger reaction Guru?
Am I wear a different dress?
I am named Guru.
Yeah, man, he had a sex change operation.
usual JT living in the past. You seen Tavon Gray recently, brother? The last person who came on the show and told us about a Tavon Gray, it didn't turn out so well. That was Man of God. Man of God brought up some stats. The Man of God, you're 2-1, you're 0-2 right now in the Man of God. You got it wrong on CFAS. Big up yourself on the Sunday. You got it wrong with CFAS. You said CFAS wasn't supposed to be in the national team, can't control the ball. You gave me a statistics and convinced me that Tavon Gray was the top player at New York FC in the MLS, and he deserved a call up. He needed his diapers. He pooped on the pitch. He needed his diapers, unfortunately. So Tavon Gray, I have Tavon Gray and Javian Brown as two players where it's gonna be a long road back for those two players. It's gonna be a long road back.
No, I think you guys are overdoing it on the Javian Brown. Javian Brown is in a different page than Tavon Gray. Tavon Gray is on the back cover of the Reggae Boys.
Yeah, I'll take a call in the meantime, Cataract, so you get time to spice everything. Go ahead, Mike Piquet.
Hey JT, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, man. Blessings on the Sunday, innit?
Yes, I'm blessings Cataract. Hope you're having a good Sunday too. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, man.
Yeah, man. So I found discussion, and to be honest with you, I like the way the conversation going about the names that are being dropped and so forth. Because I actually just made a 23 of myself for the Gold Cup.
I would love to hear it.
Love to hear it? All right. So let me go through. So we have Blake, Wait, and I'm not sure the name of the Mount Pleasant starting keeper. Is that Cunningham?
I don't think the coach is gonna skip over Shaquan Davis. We see his problem, but he's gonna be the third string now. I don't see a coach just drop the keeper who kept in 2 games for you and bring in the next guy that you don't know what he offers. So I think Shaquan remains there in the third spot. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I suspected that as well. I have Davis listed down here, but if it was for me, it's Chambers' his name. Okay. Yeah, I would have picked Chambers just because,
I also wanted to pick who you think the coach would pick to, boss.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, for me personally, me would have put Chambers, but I have Davis listed down here because I just feel like, if he's starting, he deserves to be in the team over Davis. You get me? And Davis involved in a 2 penalty shootout and we saved 1 penalty. So, yeah. All right. So then I have Lembekisa, Ethan Pinnock, Latibadair, Holgate, and I have either Damian Lowe or Richard King. I couldn't decide which of the two I would pick.
So Richard King could potentially get dropped?
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you why. And the reason why is because we have Lati as a right back, as a backup right back. And so then you would have Pinnock, Latibadair, Holgate, and you have either Lowe or King.
Bro, please,
Michael,
I'm going to give you an opportunity to revise that list. Take a breather, take a deep breath, and we go through this together. It's okay. Everything's going to be all right. But just think about what you just said. The center back for the last 4 games for Jamaica is potentially not in the team for World Cup qualification. Just think about it.
Well, hold on to the JT. Now, the reason why I have Lowe or King, is because you said I must also think about how the coach would think, right? So wouldn't the coach also want to pick Damian Lowe?
No, bro, he's gonna pick all of them. Those 2 players are gonna be in the team. And,
yeah.
And Lati is the backup right back.
Yeah, but I know. But the issue that I'm having is that every single time when we call a squad is like 5 center backs, and that is 1 spot.
They said that Lati is a utility player, so count him out of the center back.
Yes, I have him as a right back.
Okay,
right? I have him as a right back. But my thing is, and we just want the people to understand, say, when we have 5, we always have 5 center back, and for me, is just a spot that just never, because even when Latibadair was listed as a midfielder, they have somebody else in a center back. So my thing is, if you don't have a lot of space in the squad, if you just carry a 5th center back that not going to play. You get what I say?
So that person, all right, let's go, continue. So you're gonna drop King. All right.
No, I wouldn't drop King, you know. I really wouldn't drop King if it was between me. If it was my decision, would I call King over Low?
All right.
Right, but me know that not happen. Right. So then we have Lay, Bell, and then it gets to the midfield now, and we have Baker, Tyrese Hall, Isaac Hayden, Russell, Palmer, Damari Gray, Leon Bailey, Mother Sill, Tyrese Campbell, Cephas, Burrell, Bobby Reed, and I have Brown, Warner Brown.
Okay. So no Kaheim Dixon, no Richard King.
No, I have King in there. Dixon, no. But all right, you see the thing is with Dixon, you put Dixon up next to Tyrese Campbell, Damari Gray, Leon Bailey, and Mother Sill. Is he better than and Cephas? Is he better than any of them? No.
All right.
So it's just a matter of process of elimination. Who's the best?
Me can live with that. I can live with Dixon out. I know that the caller, I know that it's gonna be tough for the coach to leave Dixon out, but since it's your squad, I go with what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, brother, the squad. Even making this a while ago was quite difficult, you know, because me I try find way to put player in, and I try find ways to drop certain player, and it's kind of difficult for me right now. So the coach are gonna have a little issue, you know. But this is 23 right now, and I have some players left out. It was no Dixon, no Lowe, no Genario Johnson, and no Boza.
And no Michael
Antonio.
So what happens if Louis Baker enters the fold? Who drops for you?
I think I had Genario Johnson, and I had taken him out and then put in Baker instead. Because I was able to put in Bobby Reed in the 23 anyway.
I even think, so there's spots in that, because I don't think Tyrese Hall will be there.
Oh, you don't think Tyrese Hall will be there?
No.
Well, if no Tyrese Hall, then I would put in Dixon for him.
And no Tyrese Campbell.
You don't think Tyrese Campbell going to make it?
No, I just don't think he's going to be there in time for that. I think Tyrese Hall, Tyrese Campbell, to me, they're Gold Cup projects if they're going to be there.
Okay, so if that was the case, then, you know, Dixon come back in. If Tyrese Hall don't make it,
then Ravel comes back.
No, man, it's a Gold Cup, you know, so he's not in the 60.
Okay, this is your Gold Cup team.
Yeah, man, it's a Gold Cup.
This is the goal. Okay, it's not the World Cup qualifying team.
No, man. If you want to go to a World Cup, we can do that, you know. But this is my this is my Gold Cup team.
Okay. So then now I see. Yeah, we think Tyrese Hall and them can be there, man. So
man.
So you're saying and these two games would give you more playing time with Dixon as well to see if Dixon really has the stuff for the Gold Cup. Is that
man? I would say so, because you see people are gonna say like how me feel about Dixon and so forth. But you see the thing is, look at it's just a matter of the players that he's going up against. You know, that's the only thing I'm saying. Because if you all right, look at this. If Tyrese Campbell has a passport, if Mother still have his passport, which he does have, if you have Bailey and you have Gray, right?
And you had Genario Johnson in your team.
Yeah, I had Genario Johnson originally, but then I took him out for Baker instead. Right? If you want to go to the World Cup now, I did have Blake, I'd have Waite, I had Davis, I had Lembekisa, I had Pinnock again, Latibodere, Holgate, I had King, I have Greg Lay, Amari Bell, I have Ravel, I have Hayden, I have Russell.
Which game this?
This is World Cup now.
Okay, World Cup. Okay, yeah, bring Ravel to the World Cup. All right.
Yeah, we have Palmer. So we have Ravel and Palmer. We have Gray, Bailey, Mothersill, Dixon. So all them people in the comments can get off my back. Dixon, Cephas, Burrell, and I have Bobby. Is Bobby Reed fit or him still injured?
Question mark there. I'm not sure Bobby Reed will be there for the qualifiers, but maybe he's fit by now. I don't know. I think the injury that he picked up, though, I heard from the press officer that it was, I must say, a second grade, so it wasn't. He wasn't. Yeah, he's not gonna be out for too long, so he should be ready.
Okay, so let's do question mark this up. So we have Burrell and we have Warner Brown, and then we have Bobby Reed as well with the little asterisk, you know. So that would be my World Cup squad.
Okay. Who were your strikers?
My striker was Warner Brown and Burrell.
Okay, Warner Brown, Burrell. So you're going with two strikers.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can Mothersill can play the number 9. Cephas can, and that's where the coach needs to understand that you don't necessarily need to pick Shamar Nicholson because you have two wingers who can play striker for you at any time as well. In a Mothersill can play the striker or a Ronaldo Cephas. I don't think you bring 3 center forwards. You don't
need. That's 2 you need. And you see, the thing is, this squad now, because I heard Katarak was asking about like Brandon Cover. Brandon Cover, for me, I like him. He's a good player. And I wish he had gotten some minutes. But the thing is, I just don't really see where he can kind of fit into the team. Just based off of, after the same thing like I do with Dixon, is the same thing I have to be doing with Cover. Because it's a process of elimination, right? Is he going to have an impact in a game? Like, if he's going to play at right back, we have Latibadir as a backup right back, right? If he's going to the midfield, you have Hayden, Russell, Ravel, Palmer there already, right? Is he going to go into that position? That's another question you have to ask. And then maybe you probably have to drop either Ravel or Palmer.
And Palmer is not going to drop, so it's potentially Ravel.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to fit him in, really.
Yeah, I prepare myself for those players dropping as well. I prepare myself for those. Let's bring in Managad as well. Managad, you had something to say to Mikel's squad, or you have a problem with it?
I never hear Mikel's squad. I hear say I call my name, so I more call about Tavan Gray.
Yeah, that's why I call. It's up on YouTube, man.
Yeah, but Tavan Gray at the time was performing. When I call him again, he not perform.
He drop off for the
Tavan Gray at the time was our best performing right back.
Yeah.
So must call for him. Or you have to call for somebody that not perform?
But what you have to, say you're not going to live down the Cephas one, when you say Cephas, not even a team can't control him fast and foolish down in club. I'm going to say to you, man of God, trust me, him can impact with team with him speed.
Me not gonna live down in Cephas, so me I live it down, cause what me there telling him say him supposed to do, him do.
Okay, so you take say a scammer.
Why them man they can't talk out of both sides?
Him just fast and anybody do not know with the ball.
So you expect him to do that, but so you're saying he couldn't make the team then, but now that he made the team, you're saying he's doing what he was supposed to.
Performance improve.
Yeah, but no, this is the play I was telling you about. It's just that you were observing.
But him never do what him do. Him never do what him do. UnityCup.
Yeah, he's doing that at his club, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he does that.
Jamaica we are talk about JT. Jamaica we are talk.
But man of God, at the time, I couldn't call for Cephas to get picked based on his Jamaican performance because he wasn't getting any playing time. Remember him get 2 calls before that and him get like a few minutes from our agreement. So I can't evaluate him in the team.
Him play in a Dominican Republic game.
Yeah, but
full
I'm
Jamaica
saying though,
Republic.
man of God, you have an entire season to evaluate him at his club, bro. And I was looking at where he started at the recent club and seeing if he was gonna build on it. When I see him score the goal against Galatasaray, outrun a top defender, I say, okay, that youth look like him can. And throughout the season, did kind of slow down in that season.
Me agree with him. Me never think he could have outrun everybody, but at this point he can outrun everybody. But this is what I have with Cephas.
Yeah.
This is what I have with Cephas. Cephas brains no work sometime, brother. And in a game, if we watch a game closely, sometime in brain no work sometime, but him come up chumps in it too much them. And I agree with that, and I will give him props with that part there. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he give him props, man. Him perform. But me not believe una gonna tell me say if you start over them grade. That is not.
No,
We're not gonna go behind that.
You don't have to believe if we are telling so that we are telling, brother. Like he and it's not even that alone. We are telling, man of God. Cephas is telling you that with his actions, the way he's playing demands him to continue start on the pitch. Like as a coach,
when I said them are agree, drop off, and I don't see it. I don't see it.
Lord God.
7 goals, 7 assists in 24 matches. That is a goal contribution every other game. None of your forward line are here that the goal contribution.
Brother, your stats them. Me can't follow that right now, brother. The stats them not add up to what we see from the Margaret the last couple of windows, bro. Those stats is
7 goals and 7 assists in 24 games. That is the stats. That are the stats to say somebody is performing.
Taylor, allow me a minute to pick up the Mara Gray's grandfather on the call.
We love
Big up Grandpa Gray. Big up Grandpa Gray.
Me hear that talk about me hear you talk about Lati Bodier. Lati Bodier for me. My favorite player in the national team is, and I will always say it, is Dexter Lambokisa.
Okay. Same can bench for you.
You hear it now? You see one of those jump to conclusion now? Let me finish, man. However, Dexter cannot start.
Thank you,
for
sir.
me.
Thank you.
Dexter cannot start. Dexter have not proven that. But a fit Dexter can be one of the best right back in a CONCACAF.
I think Dexter needs to find a team this season. His season was really disrupted this season because he went on loan to Switzerland and it never really worked out for him there. And then he went to Barnsley like on deadline day and he wasn't starting there either. So he really has spent a whole season and not playing any football. But we know how good Dexter is. So
he played. Sorry, not to cut him, but he played in the last couple games.
Yeah.
If you see Dexter against St. Vincent was a very sharp Dexter, you know.
Lower quality team, lower intensity level.
But the thing
no, put it a quality team, man.
But the thing is, Lembekisa, I think, is actually one of the best up and coming right backs in this region because how many other fullbacks can you see at his age playing against like some Pulisic, Davis, and Lozano and giving them something to think about and switching wings, right? So this is a talented young man, talented fullback that we have right here. The problem though is that he's, like I said, this season he hasn't gotten a lot of minutes. And I think that if he wants to take that next step in his career, he might need to leave Wolves on a permanent basis because I just don't think he's going to get the minutes that he wants there. I mean, maybe he's okay with going out on loan, but if he's going out on loan, he has to be a starter right back for that team. And it can't be a bench player. He's good enough for the championship to at least start as a right back. And I think Dexter, I mean, if in a situation where I have to start either him or Lati for British Virgin Islands, probably start him with British Virgin Islands, but I'm not sure about Guatemala. I'll just say that.
And another thing, JT, come here, you say some things, you know. Another thing, we hear about Richard King and Ethan Pinnock. You can't use two similar players, brother.
Brother, me now go have an argument there with you, man of God. Me and Keter them
Why you not going to run the argument?
No,
then?
because my mind now go change on that. Is actually, bro, Ethan Pinnock.
You can't have two similar players playing in the centre back. You have Liverpool on your side?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, Liverpool, yeah.
Kanate and Van Dijk is not the same same player.
I totally understand that, but Ethan Pinnock sometimes has the ability to turn on a little bit of more dog in him, where he plays the aggressive role, and Richard King plays the composed role. And yesterday was the most physical I've seen Richard King for Jamaica.
Repeat that, you say?
I say yesterday was the most physical I've seen Richard King for Jamaica. So I wanted to see if he can handle the physicality. And as I said,
physical yesterday?
Very physical in that game. But
I never see it.
Yeah, man.
When screen the man and he bumps the man, that a physical?
No. Even with the ball, when he step up in the midfield and got that ball to shake off the defender.
Yeah, let me tell this. I don't know, but I don't know if I know some have other people have the same thoughts as me. Richard King is very, very good going on the ball. But off the ball defense, after the ball, he's not good. He's not good.
And you saw that with the fact that he kept the man on side. He was ball watching.
He's not good.
That he needs to work on that part.
For me, you must be a defender first.
Okay, so no starting Richard King for you. So Richard King is not...
Richard King.
So what you're gonna
do? I he did never get red card because of Richard King at first match, but it's all right. We're not go down there. What?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. So as of right now, as I said, Richard King, the players they may disagree on, they are starting, and I think they will continue to start. Ronaldo Cephas will start over Demari Gray, as I said. Richard King will continue to start over Damian Lowe until he really gets it wrong. I think when he gets it wrong, then he forces the coach's hand to make a decision, and then the coach will probably take him out if the coach thinks he'll listen. But trust me, the coach believes in this young Richard King playing the way the coach wants him to play and becoming the defender that the coach wants him to become. I don't think that the coach can make Damian Lowe into the defender he wants. Or because
the defender is already the defender he wants. I don't know what you did.
But why Damian Lowe is on the bench the last time he came in the team? Why Damian Lowe benched the last time when Richard King started over him?
You don't know exactly why I benched the last time.
Okay.
You know exactly why I benched the last time?
No, but as of right now, I have the upper hand, man of God, because the player that I'm talking about is actually started.
One game, the man start over Damian Lowe, and Damian Lowe on the bench, you have the upper hand, JT?
As far as I'm hearing, I mean, I beg people actually did have to beg to get Damian Lowe back into the team.
Well, was the situation where he wasn't called originally, and them just decided to call him up?
No, man, they have personal issues, man. That's why I never come the first part.
Okay. Yes, it's true. But the way JT I talk about it might make it sound like say them call him in at the last minute to just be a part of the squad.
If they have personal issues, the coach said it in a press conference. If I have some issues, if I'm going to start out, that they come the second match.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But I think, I don't know, the Damian Lowe thing, like, we all know Damian Lowe wild and everything, but the thing is, all right, you see, there are just certain players in the team that are not going to get dropped. He's one of them, Blake is one of them, and Bailey is another one. Those three players, them just not going to get dropped at all from the 23.
But nobody is calling for them players if they get dropped still. They're going to be a part of the team. I'm just talking about, I think, a coach disrupting the continuity. I think coaches love continuity. And, you know what I mean? Ethan Pinnock and Damian Lowe hasn't played together in a long time.
That don't mean say that they can't play well together.
I'm not saying that. I'm just gonna say the coach is like, okay, let's fling with everything I've learned and what we have built on. Because Damian Lowe is here, guys. You have to get Nana in there. I don't think football works like that. Coaches, football when you're there yard, a next man I learn from the coach. He might not be as good as you, but the coach feel like he can take his instruction. Man of God, thank you. We're going to jump back to Cataract and scream Malik. Thank you guys very much. And we link up here. As we
All
can
right.
we continue the
Yeah, man.
discussion because squad switch up again too. So
All right.
I make sure my link on the back up. Cataract, you heard the thoughts there of those two gentlemen. As far as the squad is concerned.
I think what you are missing, you see, is that when you're putting together a squad, you have to look at positions. So I heard the gentleman saying you'd have to take out Ravel to put in Brandon Cover. Two different players. Ravel is a playmaker, Brandon Cover is a defensive um, midfield, more a defensive-minded player. Um, I still stand by my position that I think that this starting 11 for the two Unity Cup games started against a Ghana team that's ranked in 20 positions higher than Jamaica in the FIFA World Rankings and held their own. Right? I think that they can be rewarded with starting against the BVI. I don't see what we have to lose. I think we can all agree that the critical game is I think they're at number 43 in the world, right? At one time in 1994 they were ranked 5th in the world, and they have never ranked. The lowest ranking they have had is 82. So they've never been in the top 100, out of the top 100. So I think when you look there, you have to really say that it was a really creditable, more than creditable performance, a good performance against a good team. The guy there on the wing from AC Milan, it's not scrub players we're talking about. I just want people to be clear. So I am confident in what I said. You know, they let the chips fall where they may. Right? Let the chips fall where they may. So,
Congratulations to Travante Stewart and his club, Radicni, or something like that. And Radicni surviving the relegation battle. They will be in the Serbian Premier League next season.
Okay.
I don't see Travante Stewart them making the team anytime soon, my brother. Sorry for that. To be honest, all of the center backs. Okay. Very good field.
So the lineup that we faced down yesterday, you see, was a League One in Moses Simon, aka Part the Red Sea, Cyril Dessers Rangers, and Chukwueze AC Milan. That's a highly experienced front line. You know?
Mm-hmm.
The midfield, you had Onyeka from Osberg, Wilfred Ndidi, Leicester City, EPL player, played 25 games, and Teller, who was born in England. I think that's what I heard. And even with central midfielder, and he plays for Bayern Leverkusen. So all 6 upfront players playing within the top 20 leagues in the world, and certainly within the top 5, except Cyril Dessers in Scotland. The 6 midfield and starter, that's what we came up against. There's no B team. I don't know what madness Nigeria talking about. The left back, Felix Agu. What Felix play for? Felix play for Werder Bremen, right? This was not no local base team. I heard somebody say it's a local base team. The centre back, Ugobu, right? Plays played in the UEFA, the Europa League with Slavia Praha. He played in the Europa League. Played in the Europa League. So what some guys talking? Benjamin Frederick is from Brentford. Is a Premier League player. So tell me the local Nigerian players going to say a player thing, right? It's one, and that is Ismail. One. Come on, bro. Come on. We went up against a formidable Nigerian team, right? Formidable Nigerian team, and yeah. So I'm not looking forward to much surprises in the squad for the World Cup. As I said, the only real player for me that decision would be whether you roll out a full squad against BVI and then expect them to come back 3 days later with a day of traveling, because it's not straightforward. There's no direct flight to the BVI, right? None. No. Nobody are coming in. Travis and Priscilla look like twin. Big deal. With a watchman. Okay, yeah, for me.
Cataract, go on.
Yeah, so we're not twin, we're comrades.
Big up, comrade. You don't know time coming, no?
Yeah, we're out there 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. No, you have to turn off your fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I make too much light, it's true.
Yeah, we have to come out there 8 o'clock a protest. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, so I go on. Boy, it chat them get hotter now, the team get hotter. Everybody have their own 23, you know.
Very true. But that's what
but only McLaren 23 matter. Yeah, but only McLaren 23 matter.
No, but Travis, we always take issue with you with this. That means we don't need to have the live stream.
No, but Cataract, me have my team, you know. My level already, you know. I hold get on my right back, you know. Hold get on my right back, you know.
So let me ask you, would you, against a team like BVI, a low-ranked team, would you object to my suggestion that we can take the team, the UnityCup starting team, and start against BVI?
Yeah, man, we will work with it. We don't work with that, Cataract.
Yeah, man, and then the man them fit and ready and for take on Guatemala.
Yeah, yes, Cataract, we work with that. That sounds like a plan.
You see, the only player may take out a Shaquan Davis, but I couldn't even give him a chance.
That sounds like a plan, Cataract.
Right? But somebody asked me if I saw any EPL player. No, I just think Richard King is the only player who got a chance to stand out. Daniel Green was absurdly poor. Busy Atkinson, I don't know what the assessment was before, but Busy Atkinson, I told you guys, Busy Atkinson is a JPL bully. JPL bully. Both in Iceland when he went for the half a season in Iceland and come back here. JPL bully. And to me, he wasn't as bad as Daniel Green. I wouldn't say that. But him and Daniel Green epitomize what the issue is. That you can see players starring the JPL. But because the level of the JPL, it doesn't translate to them being exceptional professionals.
So, Cataract, you use one game right off busy.
There's not only one game busy play for Jamaica.
There's no one game busy play, Cataract. Because every time we busy get called, he always injured, you know.
Hold on, let me make sure. Busy Atkinson.
I think this is busy about game busy play. Between 3 or 4 games of Jamaica. I'm not quite sure.
Me, I gotta get the right facts, because I don't want to trick me.
Yeah.
I don't want to when I go against me international career. Busy have 3 games for Jamaica.
Yeah.
3. Okay. And look at those games. I think 2 of them was against Trinidad.
Yeah. And the one yesterday against Nigeria.
Yesterday against Nigeria. So you can't tell me. No, Peru. I have a game against Peru. And that's why I have a game against Peru. And Trinidad. I know him get a game against Nigeria, which what I would say is that he came on and didn't have any impact. The same as Mothersill.
But that's why you can't use both games if you judge both of them. Can I get a chance in the game?
Of course, I judge him. I'm just saying, it was a rough ride. It's a rough ride. It's only the goalkeeper and the right back playing Nigeria in Premier League. The Premier League. Everybody else played in a top 5 league. 8 of the 11 players play in a top 5 league in the world. So come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. But I think even Ravel got calmed down because the game. Ravel probably get to learn.
What kind of coach like this? You know, see that?
But the coach like this.
Yeah, man.
I think the coach
As a player. As a player.
Why is that? Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? What is the evidence?
Yeah, man. They can't see that man say coach like busy, man. Tycoon, if Leng are your friend, Tycoon, you come from, you can't stop King Tycoon. Leng not good like King Tycoon.
Yeah, this transmission guy here, reggae boy, it's a guru or whatever. Both Travis and myself just name out 3 players and said they did not have an impact when they came on. Ravel, Mothersill, and Busy. And you have come say that we're biased because we say Ravel never have the impact. We just said it. I would have sent you up to your wife, but Sunday dinner, but you don't have a wife. You don't have a wife. So, interesting for the squad, ready for the game Sunday. Wish the players a safe flight to Jamaica. The players who come in to get them visa, on the forwarding, quick and get to the citizenship and the passport, so lose your card and crew. And let's get this thing
So, Cataract, Tyrese Cameron from Charlton, you have a passport from, you need to get called for U20 from the time they have it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I heard too. That's what I don't want to confirm with you. So, what the Campbell want from Sheffield? Him not good to man, Cataract. To me, my better one. You know?
I don't think he's on the. Well, he's playing at a much higher level, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's on. I don't think his process. I don't know that his process has started.
Oh, that one. He's Kevin Campbell from Arsenal Everton striker son, not it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Good pedigree, good pedigree.
Yeah, man. We know say my pedigree. And the higher level.
But as I keep saying, the striker that I want to see at all times would be
Is who?
Cameron
Archer. Cataract.
That's a wait to see.
Cataract.
Remember when we
Cataract. You so see him, Cataract, man. You so see him.
Yeah, we know, man.
Remember me tell you, you so see him.
No. I think he's going to come into the Reggae Boys with the devastating effect. He's going to come into the Reggae Boys. Especially if his long time striking partner from academy is Keenan Davis gets his passport. You know, I think we would have had the best of who we can get. I don't think there would be any other striker. Ellis Sims seemed to have dropped off a cliff. Ellis Sims seemed to have dropped off a cliff, you know. So, but I think if we get Keenan Davis and Cameron Archer, I think we would have gotten only Dane Scarlett would have been left. Only Dane Scarlett would be the other top level striker out there at Premier League level. And then you'd have Zach Lovelace at Millwall as a youngster coming up who should have had a passport long time from the under 17. You know? But I think we'd have captured everybody. So Travis.
Cataract. Yeah, man, them say we feel it out one more time back. But I'm not telling you nothing more, man. We are doing it on our raps, man. The team are go hard if we pick sooner and sooner. Remember me telling you.
We know who go at the embassy.
Yeah.
England.
Tell them no Cataract. Problem June 10 at stadium, man. So who they are Jamaica make sure they pack up with 2 rafters. June 10 now, man.
Ram it up. Remember say Cataract stole them and boom in a stadium and a shell down. Yeah. You think a G-Tech stadium I go and
shell it. Scarlett have in mind for England, so we can't stop a man. So Scarlett can't stay.
Scarlett. So I invite you to look at the Jamaica-Nigeria game and just look for Ivan Toney. Everybody, we can get a passport.
Tell him no Cataract.
Ivan Toney. The man not go inside to eat, not even half time. The man the outside now. Up in the Rico every ears like, yeah, slide down. How much we ticket? What for me? Yeah. So don't make that mistake, Scarlett. Don't make that mistake. I mean, I'll tell you something. If Southgate was still there, him told it there, stand a yard as Saudi Arabia. Remember me tell you that. So I think Ivan Toney was, if you have a man of the match, of the man of the series, Ivan Toney was the joke of the series, bro. God. Bro. Big up Rico Henry. You see when in our place. But a long time you should have done the right thing. You understand? Long time you should do the right thing. I mean Ivan Toney want to play for Jamaica because yo, Travis, if I lie me, look for it. I saw somebody do a fan video from in the stand. In the below the VIP. Ivan Toney. Jairus. Hold on a minute. Jairus is like channel, bruv. I should have out there.
Conrad Simon. I wish me the work to JFF too. Come and collect some free money. What a fool. Conrad Simon, man, I told you no source like me, man, on the hurt. We're not telling them nothing, man.
Line long out, a visa line long. And I believe it's going to get longer.
I believe it's going to get longer. On a star for YouTube, man, I think that's joke. when man talk.
I believe it's going to get longer. I believe it's going to get longer, the line out of the embassy. Remember, I tell you, man, I look for passport right now. Thank you, Patrick Holness. Thank you. I didn't know that, Patrick Holness. I didn't. Thank you. That Dane Scarlett grandfather was a former West Indies spinner. Wow. Wow. But we're not talking under 21, Patrick Riley. We are talking World Cup. Jermaine Swaby. I thought I was the only person who see it.
Hey, Nitro. Cataract, I don't Nitro. Cataract, talk to Nitro then. Nitro, we tell you already, said Nitro. We have all the players who is coming. We are going to one by one, man. Have some patience, man. But we are making the hopes up high. We don't want the hopes upside. We don't want the team big and hard to pick. And McLaren have headache. What do you Nitro? Relax, man.
No players, man. We know players. Players are forward, man. Players are forward. No choppiness. The man not talk nothing. Yeah, Mac City, I heard them. But you know what I mean? We know. Jadon Sancho is a Jamaican. I think Jadon Sancho is the one player. I know Jadon Sancho asked everybody how he could have turned back.
No, man, Sancho, no, Cataract. Sancho no Trinidad there, man. Check again, man.
No, man.
I'm seeing one parent part Jamaican, one part TNT. Check again, man.
Mix up. Half and half.
Okay. So I know him have Trinidad blood in him.
Yo, what about League One baller, brother? That's so easy, man.
So Cataract, League One baller no good, man. If you come from League One as a young player, no good thing that, man. What do you know, man? What are rough, so? Big up T-God.
The one that.
We're there, T-God, man.
I think the right back issue we have to solve it though. Before.
No, Cataract, we don't have to. We have to right back them, Cataract, man. Dexter 1, Lati 2, and Holgate 3. We don't need no more right back. See right back them. Oh, yes, the Cataract.
Yeah.
I right back them, let me just give.
We have 5 Premier League right back.
Oh, a different story right now, Lord. Cataract, a different story. Cataract. Don't give them no more hint, Cataract.
A different story. We don't couple line, you know, man. But we don't tell them.
Don't give them no more story. Don't give them no more story.
But I will feel comfortable with that. Really and truly, my 2 top target now.
Energy. At 12 we have BVI. What is energy? 12 bill we have BVI. And then come full the stadium with it.
Full of the stadium, people. Full of the stadium.
Well, Eagle Republic, good for Leon, you know, man. Good for Leon. We make your money, yes, Leon. Saudi. Go for money, that man.
What's big deal? What's big deal? Then I try to name out everything. You nah, tell you big deal.
At first, he say one first if you like, you know. Because we have more information than him.
But think one of the player them get the citizenship this week, you know. A passport now. Yeah. But I'm saying deal it's a big deal then. I'm talking big deal then. Chevis, my 2 top targets that would really transform the Reggae Boys would be Dwight McNeil and Tyreek Mitchell on that left side. That would be it for me. Go on, call, man, but we don't listen to your call. Nah, listen to your call. You have more than that's what you don't know about. I can promise you that you have more what you don't know about. But that's all. But Taylor, I don't have much more time, you know. Where Jay Taylor? Where Jay Taylor? Looks like Taylor gone a bit. So Taylor, this looks like the end of it, you know. This looks like the end of it. I'm out with a shout. I'm out with a shout.